Hello and welcome to the CIML Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. Another week of high school football. The weather's starting to change a little bit. It's starting to feel more like football. We appreciate you for watching before your big game tonight. Got a big show ahead of us. We're going to be talking about our Player of the Week from last week, rankings, coach interviews, and much, much more. Let's jump right into our Player of the Week from last week across the CIML. Caden Hankins, the senior out of Ankeny, leads the Ankeny Hawks in a big win over Iowa City West. Caden, 19 carries, 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had 37 receiving yards. A very, very impressive night for Caden as the Ankeny Hawks try to keep improving and make a push to the playoffs. Caden was a huge part in the win against the Trojans of Iowa City West. He is our CISN Football Pregame Show Player of the Week. Let's take a look at rankings now in Class 5A. This is our final week of rankings before we finally get to the RPI, which is the top 16 teams. But for now, these are the Radio Iowa top 10 teams. Dowling Catholic at the number 1 spot at 4-1. West Des Moines Valley at second with a 4-1 record. Bettendorf still undefeated. They sit in the 5A spot. They are one of 2 teams left undefeated in 5A. Atumwa, the other team, who is not ranked. Pleasant Valley at 4th in the 4-1 spot. Southeast Polk, despite being 3-2, they sit at 5. Ankeny Centennials at 6 with a 4-1 record. Linbar is at the 7th spot at a 4-1 record. Iowa City Liberty in that high-scoring offense, they are at 4-1 at the 8th spot. Johnston in the 9th spot after their win against Waukee at 3-2. Waukee drops to number 10 after the loss to Johnston. They are 3-2. Those are your rankings and your Player of the Week for this previous week. Heading into this, we will take a break and be back with your games to watch tonight here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We'll be right back.
The world is going electric, and Metro Heating and Cooling is leading the charge. Just like Tesla revolutionized how we drive, we are transforming how you experience comfort by offering electric air source heat pumps. Experience the unparalleled efficiency, comfort, and savings, and the best part is, it's more affordable than ever. Receive up to $3,000 off a qualifying Train home comfort system. Join the electric revolution with Metro Heating and Cooling and enjoy a smarter, greener future today. Visit our website or call us now to make the switch.
The deals are hot this month at DeArmond Ford Indianola. New 2024 F-150 XLTs with 3.9% for 60 months, plus up to $8,000 off MSRP. Get $6,000 off or 2.9% for 72 months on new 2024 Expeditions and new 2024 Edge and Escapes, both with 1.9% for 60 months, plus up to $2,075 rebate. No payments for 90 days on all new Fords at DeArmond Ford Indianola.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It's time for the coach interview segment of tonight's pregame show. Paul Yeager had a chance to sit down with Coach Knock and Coach Bauer ahead of Ankeny and Prairie's big matchup on the gridiron this evening.
Here on the pregame show on CISN, Jeff Bauer, head coach for Ankeny. What's the challenge this week?
Just continuing to get better and stay on task. Obviously, this, we've been preaching to our kids, this is the biggest game of the year. It is. You got two teams that are 2-3. You don't want to get to 4 losses.
We talked last week about must-wins, and it's not quite a must-win, but there's a sense of urgency there.
Yeah,
definitely. I'm picking up from you. How did that translate in practice this week?
We had another really, really good week of practice, I thought. So hopefully our guys are, we keep stepping up, getting a couple guys for a couple ankles back, which is really good to see. So.
Well, you get to this week in the season, usually there are injuries that you're battling, and it's attrition, yes. And you're trying to figure out just how deep are we, and who can step up, and who really worked hard in the summer. Is that accurate?
Yes. I mean, I know our kids worked hard, and, knock on wood, we've been pretty fortunate with injuries. Like I said, a couple ankles, obviously some hands and fingers, but for the most part, we have all of our guys ready to go.
That sounds like the old children's thing: hands, knees, and toes, fingers,
Yeah.
things like that. Tonight against this Prairie team, they're very athletic in a couple of key spots. I look at Quentin Alexander as a guy I'm sure you've been studying a lot this week. What jumps out about Prairie to you on tape?
They play hard. Yes, they are very athletic. They have a good running back, 2 good receivers, a good tight end. I mean, they're tough to tackle. So defensively, you have to be focused and really wrap up and take them down tonight.
The Caden Hankus party last week, you were really impressed with that first run. Kind of felt like it got it going. How'd that translate then into practice this week for him?
We're just, he's practicing like he did last week. He's running like he hopefully will keep it rolling. Obviously, Caden can really run, and when he has an opening, he usually takes it. So,
do you get the sense also then that you need Larmy's not like hurt emotionally or anything? He just understands this is a 1-2, and it could be my night or it could be my night, depending on the game.
Yeah, they both have understood that for 2 years now. And Daniel was, last week his ankle was still not 100%. He is back to almost 100% now. So we should have 2 of them ready to go tonight.
Just like you have your 2 running backs, Prairie has their 2 running backs. It's hard to tackle from play to play. You always got to be paying attention. What is it you tell your defense that, oh, look, it's this guy or this guy, we have to think differently?
Our defensive coaches do a great job of preparing them. And, I mean, they go hard in practice. They run to the ball, and they know they have to continue to do that. Whether it doesn't matter what numbers back and running back, because they know they're both good. So we'll be there tonight, and hopefully we'll have lots of I guess it'll be gold jerseys tonight around the ball.
Who has stood out to you defensively here in the last couple of weeks?
Hazi's really picked it up. Our senior captain at defensive end. I mean, he's been playing great the last 2-3 weeks. Kinnick Voss, having Randolph back has been good. Obviously, our sophomore linebacker makes a lot of plays. He makes some mistakes, which is expected. Wrong gaps sometimes, and we need him to keep advancing. But Sammy Sandvig also has been doing pretty well, making a lot of plays for us.
What type of quarterback is Ish? What type of challenges does he provide that defense?
He can throw the ball pretty well. He's not afraid to run it. He can run it. He's good at running the ball. So, if it's not there, he'll pull it down and take off.
Familiarity with this squad? Played him last year. Played him recently. Only 3rd time in this meeting, but it's kind of like you two are similar squads.
Yeah, they're coached well. Coach Knock is 2nd year just like me over there, so we have that in common. And obviously we had the 17-14 game last year with a goal line stand that was remarkable, So, but people say, oh, they're out to get you after this year. I go, last year's last year. We've been through 5 games this year. We're 2-3, and both kind of hungry squads, obviously. So,
well, we'll see how it unfolds. It's Jeff Bauer, the head coach of the Ankeny Hawks. Our pregame show continues after this.
Pregame show here. Kyle Knock, head coach, Cedar Rapids Prairie. Coach, your squad, this is a tough schedule all year. What has it said about your group to be in this position tonight here? They seem ready. Are they?
They're ready. They're, with the schedule we have and the focus having to be on point all the time. There's no weeks off. There's no days off. I tell them we got to win each day, and we've grown up and we're veterans now. We went from being a really young team week 1 to now we're a veteran team 5 weeks into this thing, and it's a good problem to have because there's no lapses in focus or intention or any of that. So we're in a good spot right now.
You mentioned the number of sophomores that you have, and they're growing up. I think you said in the Polk game they literally grew up in front of your eyes. As a coach, that's got to be, that's what you're here about.
Yeah, it's our job to develop these kids and get the most out of them. And in that Southeast Polk game, we watched sophomores make a big play, and the light bulb kind of goes off, and you're just like, they get it now, and they know deep down I can play with these guys, and it's pretty cool experience as a coach. I've never experienced that moment with a big group of kids. I've done it here and there, but like to see them all kind of grow up right in front of you is pretty cool.
Defensively, you're a squad. Quentin Alexander is a guy that I've heard on tape is just a beast. What's it like having him on your side?
Well, he's the state 110 high hurdle champ, and I think he's got like the third fastest time in state history in that event. And he plays defensive end for us. He's a little undersized if you look at height and weight, but the kid is just a wrecking ball. He plays the whole game relentless, and he's flying around making plays, and that's the way he is at every moment in practice. I mean, there's no minutes off for him. He just goes and goes and goes, and he's a difference maker on our defense.
What else on your defense that you think causes teams to really scratch their head and dig in about what are we going to do against you?
I think, up front, we move on you. We're going to angle and we're going to hit gaps. And our speed, I think, gives some teams fits. On the back end, we're athletic. We can match up with anybody. And, there were moments in that Southeast Polk game where Sam Zelenovich, we made him look really, really, really good. And he's a really good football player. But there's other moments where you go, wait a minute, they got some athleticism back here. And we go make plays on the ball.
Offensively, you've got a guy that played a couple of games last year, and now Wyatt Eash is kind of. I think you said he put in a whole lot of time in the weight room. That sounds like good leadership to me, is it?
Yeah, he's our best leader. I mean, there's moments where I just tell Wyatt, go do this with them, go warm them up, go get them started, or when we come out after halftime, hey, take him through the warm up. And I don't think he missed a day in the off season. He got bigger, he got faster, he got stronger. He went out for track. That's one thing I forced the kids to do: go out for track. I want you to get faster. They didn't like it at first, but they realized it made a difference. And he's a kid that his confidence grew as his physical abilities grew. And he's our leader. He's a battle warrior. He'll go into battle and fight his tail off. And he's had some ups and downs, but I know what I'm going to get Friday night out of Wyatt Eash.
Here on Ankeny tonight, what's caused you the most concern?
Well, obviously they have two talented running backs. If it becomes a ground and pound game, like they have two kids that can carry the ball. They are good in the spread too. I mean, their offense is explosive. There's moments you watch on film and you're like, I don't know how we're going to stop this. But we saw a pretty explosive offense last week in Liberty. We held our own. And then defensively, it's just the movement and the different looks we're going to see. Teaching 16, 17, 18-year-old kids to block movement is hard and not to, so-called freak out or panic in those moments. And so the movement on their defense, the athleticism on their offense, like those things are concerns. But we've had a really good week. I'm really excited to see what our kids can do. And I tell them every Friday, I'm just here for the show. I'm here to come watch and let you perform, and we'll see how they do tonight.
We're looking forward to it. Kyle Knock, thank you so very much.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for doing this. This is awesome.
All right, our pregame show here on CISN continues after this. And as always, we want to take a moment.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals. So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to wrap things up, but before we do, let's give you a look at what's on the Central Iowa Sports Network tonight. Ankeny Centennial heads to Dowling to take on the Maroons in what should be a phenomenal football game. Both teams at 4-1. Centennial a loss to Southeast Polk. Dowling lost to Ankeny, so a little bit of contradicting games, if you will. Centennial, a very strong running offense. Dowling's defense is where it's at. They are still young up front, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be a fun one at Valley Stadium. Centennial has only beat Dowling twice since they became a school. And then Ankeny takes on Prairie. This is a crucial game. Two teams that need wins as they get ready for the RPI to appear next week. Someone's going to come away with a big win. The other team might be leaving their head scratching just a little bit as they try to make a push late for the postseason. Well, that will do it for us here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. I've been your host, Blake Walker. Appreciate you watching every single week and watching tonight. We're sending you off to the big game. We hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Week 6 of the Iowa High School Athletic Association high school football season is just about to kick off, and we have a very important game when it comes to the playoffs. It's 2-3 Cedar Rapids Prairie against the home Ankeny Hawks, 2-3 in this matchup here tonight from Ankeny Stadium. Gorgeous conditions, 70 degrees here at kickoff, along with Tim Halber. I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here for this contest tonight. Tim, tonight, it's not necessarily win and go home, but it's win, and things are a lot easier.
Yes, this is I call it like it's moving week in golf on Saturdays. You know, there's going to be a moving week here after week 6, and the RPI comes out next week to see where teams sit. So a big win tonight is going to put you in the mix. A loss, you're going to need some help down the stretch.
Prairie comes off a loss last week against Liberty, 26-21 on this field. Ankeny knocked down Iowa City West, 38-22. The score not as close as that game was. What'd you learn from those two games, Tim?
I learned that Ankeny did a good job. The offensive line took over. They really created some running lanes. They had the size in there, and they got going here later on in the games. They did a really good job with the rush game.
And let's take a look at some of the key players tonight for Cedar Rapids Prairie. Quentin Alexander. This is an athletic kid for many reasons. He's the state champion in the 110 hurdles. He's playing defensive end. He's even going to play a little offense tonight, Tim. You love a good athlete.
You can't have enough of those. The coach talked about these guys are very athletic. They're going to match up well from that defensive end position. He's kind of that wrecking ball. He's like Hazy here for the Ankeny Hawks. You know, he gets in there, gets in the backfield, has quite a few sacks, likes to play on the other side of the line of the scrimmage.
And for the Hawks, they're going with the hot hand, Caden Henkes. Huge game last week.
Yeah, he had 76 yards coming into last week, and then he tore it up. With the kickoff returns, rushing the ball, he did a really good job. Offensive line did a great job kind of getting the big guys back in there. B-Roth in there, doing a good job blocking.
Talk about the offensive line. Ryan Pruin is back into the lineup tonight after an injury last week. It's going to be a game, Tim, up front. You've got a veteran offensive line coach for Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. It's the father of head coach Kyle Knock, Don Knock, very familiar to many in Eastern Iowa football. He's coached at Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, also been at Marshalltown. And then Ankeny brings, Colin Newell, Lorenzo White. You got some great offensive line coaches here.
I think it's going to be one and loss in the trenches tonight. I think it's, the Prairie Hawks, they play against the 3-4 defense. They're very familiar with what Ankeny's going to do. So how does that offensive line? They got some size in there. They're very strong on the right side of their offensive line. They've got a big tight end that can play. So who gets the advantage to start creating some running games, get that running game go open, makes it a lot easier on that quarterback.
Let's go down to the field for our third and fourth members of the crew. Emma Eckhart is back with us tonight. So is Austin Oliver. Austin, what's it like down there on the field?
Well, I'll tell you what, Paul, Tim, perfect conditions like you guys said. There's a little bit of a breeze coming from east to west. I don't think it's really going to be a factor. Those flags are dead still, but we feel it down here on the field. We sat in on the coin toss real quick. Both the teams very cordial, but I think it's going to get amped up really quickly with both these teams needing to win.
Ankeny won the toss. They deferred. They'll kick off from right to left, wearing a hybrid look tonight, the gold tops and the white pants. Getting ready to kick it off for Ankeny is Ryan Harrington, the guy who's got the leg that can send it all over the place. Back deep for Prairie is Denzel Green, number 0, and number 82 is Keandre Bush. We're ready for kickoff here from Ankeny Stadium. Glad to have you tonight with us along the Central Iowa Sports Network. We are underway. Week number 6 is a line drive kick that goes into the end zone. Touchback, no return, and it'll be a look at the Prairie offense.
Yeah, they'll come out in their traditional, one-back set. They like using the tight end. David Fazan does a nice job as a receiver. Running back by committee. They have 3 running backs that can tote the rock. Even the quarterback, Wyatt Eash, really good athlete. Runs more than the quarterback we saw last week. He averages around 10 to 12 carries a game, so look for him if something breaks down. He's very athletic. He can take off and run.
Keys to the game, you got to keep everything in front of you, especially if you're playing defense. If you're Prairie, for Ankeny tonight, they just have to find the next guy in. First play is a handoff, and it goes right away to number 3. That's B.J. Bush, the junior. 50 carries on the season, 324 yards, and a touchdown. He's brought down by number 9, Sam Sandvig. For Ankeny, the key tonight, go with the hot hand. It's Ben Hankus. We talked about it. It might be Larmy. It might be Brandhorst. You never know, Tim.
Yes, I'm looking at the size here. They have a left tackle out there. It comes in, sophomore, 6'5", 320. I would run behind him.
Ish now 4 yards off, claps it out, throws it. First pass is incomplete. Almost there to pick it off was Kinnick Voss. It was intended for Drew Bennis. Let's talk about Kinnick Voss, shall we? Last week, Coach Bauer called him the MVP of our defense. He had the tough guarding of Mason Woods there. He just about picked one off to start.
Yeah, he kind of signs up there on their major players. He had some makeup speed last week, and getting a hand on some would have been sure touchdown. So he does pick up their main receivers, and Drew Bennis being one of them.
3rd down and 3 for Prairie. Ish barks out the signals. Single setback behind him. Hawks lurch a little bit. They go handoff, and BJ is blown up. Behind the line of scrimmage, first one there is Manning Allen for Ankeny. And also Mason Randolph came up in support, and it'll force a 4th down and a likely punt coming for Prairie.
Mason coming up from that cornerback, really, you want to have that corner that can come up quickly on the line of scrimmage. Got in the backfield, got a big tackle there for the small loss. So 3 and out here. Good job by the Ankeny defense.
Into punt for Prairie is Denzel Green. Back deep is Daniel Larmy. That's not Larmy returning it, sorry. Taking it is Mars Clark, the former Prairie guy. He makes a move, now there's very much like a video game. Haven't seen Clark return many punts this year. It threw me off for a minute.
Yeah, he did a little bit last week, and he's like a whirling dervish out there. Going to zips and zags like a Frogger game going on. But no, nice job there. Coach talked about how weird it is to see him out there in another uniform, playing for Ankeny Hawks.
Bennett Cook, the tackle for Prairie. Lamar's Clark. They call him Mars here. A lot of communication between the two sides this week. Mars and his former team. Hopefully it's all friendly and good-natured. Luke Anderson, first offensive possession. They send the 3 tight, now 3 wide. In motion goes Evan Erlmeyer. It's a quarterback keeper, and Luke Anderson has all day to run. He's hit at the 40 after a good, almost exact same play call as a week ago. First play from scrimmage, Anderson the run for the Hawks.
And he's athletic enough to run. He's a good-sized quarterback. He can do that. So see if he wants to do this more often during the game, is get those running game going, but going here with an empty backfield.
Quentin Alexander, the tackle for Prairie. Anderson looks left, throws back to the right, caught by Hankus at the 40. Makes a move, 45-50, gets up near midfield and into Prairie territory. Tackle number 23 is again Quentin Alexander. That guy's going to be busy tonight.
Looks like a mini bubble screen there. They're going up tempo to keep that defense out there, guessing what's going on. Offense, multiple sets, going a 3 wide, empty backfield, trying to confuse that defense.
Hawks get to the 29-yard line. We're going that way. I got to get this straight. Anderson with time throws it deep. He's got a man wide open. Is Erlmeyer. It's caught. Touchdown, Ankeny Hawks. Evan Erlmeyer, 29 yards and a score.
We got a quarterback sneak. We got a bubble screen, then a deep down the middle. 3 plays, touchdown for the Ankeny Hawks. Luke Anderson looks like he's on fire early in the game.
Erlmeyer got behind his defender, Brady Paterka, and it was pretty easy after that. Harrington on to attempt the extra point, and it is good. 7-0 Ankeny. 9:39 to play here in the first quarter.
Save big at DeYarman CDJR Ames. Receive 2.9% for 84 months on the new Dodge Hornet RT, Grand Cherokee 4xE, and Jeep Wrangler 4xE. New Ram 1500 4x4s at one low price of $35,990. New Ram HD Crew Cab 4x4 starting at $47,990. That's over $13,000 off. Plus up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Grand Cherokees at the all-new DeYarman CDJR Ames. DeYarmanAmes.com.
The world is going electric, and Metro Heating and Cooling is leading the charge. Just like Tesla revolutionized how we drive, we are transforming how you experience comfort by offering electric air source heat pumps. Experience the unparalleled efficiency, comfort, and savings, and the best part is, it's more affordable than ever. Receive up to $3,000 of a qualifying Train home comfort system. Join the electric revolution with Metro Heating and Cooling and enjoy a smarter, greener future today. Visit our website or call us now to make the switch.
3 plays.
No, 2. No, 3. Yeah, 3 plays. Yeah.
3 plays, and the Ankeny Hawks are in the end zone. They lead 7-0. Ryan Harrington set to kick off again for the Hawks. And this is like the first, but it's a little bit deeper this time and a little higher up. Let's go down to the sideline. Austin Oliver is there. Austin, what do you know?
Well, I tell you what, about a picture-perfect start for the Hawks. Got 3 and a stop, 3 and out, and then 3 and in the end zone. So I think that they couldn't have written it up any better for themselves.
How fast did Errolmeyer look on that play, Austin?
He had separation right off the line. So Emma and I were down here watching it. We saw it almost immediately. He was going to be wide open. It's just a matter of them connecting up with the pass.
All right, Austin, good to have you back. Thank you. Emma's there, too. We'll hear from her in a little bit. 7-0 Ankeny. 9:39 to play first quarter. Second offensive series coming for Prairie. And it's a different quarterback. They go on the Wildcat, and it is off to the races. Denzel Green, he's in Ankeny territory, across to the 39-yard line. Direct snap to Green, tackle there by Sandvik.
Denzel Green normally plays the Z receiver or the wide receiver in that formation lined up in the Wildcat. He's got some speed. 6'2" senior. Got out there, got to the outside, and got something. They needed to get a little spark in that offense. Can't go another 3 and out. So see if they dial up here, if they go up tempo or put the ball in the air.
I'd say 41 yards is a spark. Good pick up there. Green goes back, and Ish comes back in. So there's a wrinkle. Ish turn around, handoff, left side. And a few yards down, but not much more.
Penalty on the
goes
play.
B.J. Bush. Penalty flag comes in at the end of that play.
Usually in the area of holding where the offensive linemen get down there.
Whittinger, the tackle for Ankeny.
All the rushing plays have gone to the left side of the formation. The coach had told us earlier in the week that usually it's the right side of his line, the right guard and tackle. Their starters and captains like to run behind there, but all their rushing game has been to the left, behind the tight end of David Fazan. So that might be a wrinkle they come back to go to the right.
First down and 16 from the 45. Ish running. Here comes some pressure. Gets rid of it. Caught by the big tight end inside the 40. Man, that guy is a horse. That is David Fazan. I don't know if I want to tackle him. Woo!
Yes, he's a good-sized body out there. He's got 5 touchdown receptions on the season, so he's a go-to guy in the red zone. So that's when they want to use him when he gets down there. But he's been a leader, one of the top receivers on this team.
6'1", 235 junior. Tackle made by Sam Sandvik. Gain up to make it 2nd and 7 from the 36. Ish looks left, throws left, caught by, you guessed it, it's the big tight end again, and it's a big race for Fazan down the left side. He's inside the 20. He's in the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone with that play.
I would say he's got nimble feet. He's a big body out there, but he's got nice soft hands, catches the ball, turns it upfield quickly, so picks up 2 big plays by the tight end. That seems to be where they want to go, finding that, getting underneath the defensive coverage. It's going to be open.
Sandvig trips him up after a gain of 20. They go BJ, and he's tackled out of bounds by Sam Sandvig.
Number 3, BJ Bush.
BJ Bush, he's a guy that, coaches look at that opportunity. They see a guy who can carry the ball, 5'8", 180, good speed all around on this team. They rotate backs, as you mentioned there, Tim, but right now it's Bush's series.
Got a fullback lined up there, traditional I.
Clap and snap. Bush tackled behind the line of scrimmage by... That's Andrew Haase, another one that Coach called out for his play last week.
Yeah, Haase's been a dominant player on the defensive line.
No game to play, 3rd and 3.
Likes playing in the backfield. Leads the team in tackles for loss. So once again, the same formation.
The clap before you go under center is funny to me. Bush takes it, spins, and he is not going to get any further.
Yeah.
Their first is the sophomore Dawson Winiger.
Bush on the carry.
Kinnick Voss in the neighborhood. Ben Taylor came up for support. It'll be another 4th down, but much more manageable and much more of a decision here, Tim, for Coach Knox.
Looks like they want to go for it. This is it's a big game for them. They want to really are playing for an advantage in the playoff qualifier here. So why walk away with a field goal if you get this close? They may not get many opportunities to get in the red zone against the Ankeny Hawk defense. So why not go for it on 4th and 1?
Quentin Alexander comes in as the I back in this formation. Ish under center, gives it, and it stood up and no further. Yeah. Their first was, I think that's Ben Taylor.
Yeah, it looks like Ben Taylor came in there, did a great job. He had the read on the running back, so he blitzed up there. You're just reading who you're covering there. Came up there and caught him in the backfield and stopped him for about a 4-yard loss. So big turnover on downs here for the defense, bringing the ball back to their offense.
Actually, Nathan Becker is who blew up that play. Finishing it off was Andrew Haase. Now I'll get it. Loss on the play. So Ankeny takes over in their own 12-yard line, up 7-0 here with 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go, first quarter. Erlmeyer goes in motion to the far side of the formation. Hankus, first handoff, right side. Gets his way through the line of scrimmage and a little bit further.
Number 5, Caden Hankus. Brought down by 35, Faison.
Nice job and drive down there. Running behind B-Roth. Coach had mentioned B-Roth and Dorfer that really anchor that one side. They like playing side by side together. They got their blocking scheme figured out.
Play action. Anderson throws it. Nearly intercepted. Oh, wow. There for Prairie is Max Schweiger. He just about had that thing intended for Erlmeyer.
Yes, he's also one of the leading interceptors. They've got 9 interceptions on the season, so or 6 interceptions on the season, so they are ball hawks. They picked off 4 against Southeast Polk, so he was looking at a pick 6 there. The ball was behind him. Luke had a bit of rush in his face there. He threw off his back foot, and it floated a bit more on him than he intended.
Coach Knox says he has a knack for making big plays. He just about made one there. Anderson throws, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Brandhorst. Good coverage again by Prairie there to break up the pass was Brady Paterka. So now Ankeny will go 3 and out, and let's see if Harrington can flip the field, but it's hard when you're inside your own 20.
Yeah, what you want to have here is you want to have a good snap and good coverage on your punt team, which should give the ball a good position for Prairie.
Back for Prairie is Denzel Green and Keandre Bush. That punt is going to be taken by Green at the 35-yard line. He makes a couple of moves and no more. Their first, I believe, for Ankeny was Joey Sandvig, who had a great week last week on special teams, makes it work there.
Not good coverage there, not giving them too much of the field position. So the last series there, the Prairie offense came out there a little up-tempo, had some good running, plays there to Bush, and also used the tight end, David Faison. So see if they go back to something like that now, or does the defense overcompensate for the tight end and leaving those wide receivers? Bennis and Green are two speedy wide receivers, very athletic on the outside. So see which way they want to go in this series.
Wildcat, not Ish at quarterback, but Green. He'll take it left side, then cut up middle, then dart outside. Ben Taylor there that time, and Nathan Becker combined. Good play there. That time Ankeny not fooled by the Wildcat nearly as much as they were the first time.
Yeah, they picked it up right away. And whoever has coverage on the receiver picked it up and was able to spy to get in there, only keeping it down to about a 3-yard gain.
Ish comes back in and will huddle up with his Hawks. Ish played a couple of games last year at the end of the season after an injury, and coach said, I could not ask for a senior who's done more to lead. In the weight room, went out for track. It's Alexander. The 110 hurdler is upended by Sandvig. Sammy makes the tackle at the 45. Short of the first down, it'll be third and about 4.
Yeah, Sandvik sticking his head down there, cutting the legs out from underneath him, but keeping it down to about a 4-yard gain. So third and manageable for this Prairie offense. They got some weapons out there. See how the defense dials up that 4-3 defense or 3-3 defense with the Hawk or Rover. They like to blitz their linebackers here. They've done it blitzing linebackers, blitzing corners to stop drives.
3rd and 3 from the 46. Ish in the gun. Alexander behind him. The give is to Alexander around the left side. He's tripped and then dropped, but not until he gets the first down. Still on his feet. Finally goes down to the turf. Sandvig, Whittaker, Upabi. Also Hunter Minner there, but not enough to stop Alexander.
Yeah, Mars Clark was first to get in there. That's a load there. He's giving up about 20 pounds to Bush at the running back. Or to Alexander on the play there.
The 50-yard line, 1st and 10 Prairie.
Quentin on the season, 17 carries, 140 yards, and 3 scores. He is a returning starter. They're going to need him big here. Ball's at midfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 in the slot. It's the pull-out. They look, and they go to the slot man. And it's Faison, and he's tripped up.
Pass complete to Faison.
Nice job by Mars Clark.
Number 11, Lamarius Clark.
Mars is out there playing that linebacker position, but comes in there and does a really nice job of basically shadowing the tight end. They've got different coverages. Looks like they're doing more man-to-man as they come across the formation. They're picking them up really well. Keeping the things in front of them, not letting them get deep.
Alexander behind Ish. They give it to Quentin. He's hit at the line of scrimmage first by Bernholtz. Winninger.
Alexander.
And also Tristan Hill.
Mayo suffering at number 99, Bernholtz, number 6, Winninger.
Yeah, Bernholtz did a nice job getting the first hit on there, slowing the running back down. Then his group of friends came in, joined the party, and kept it for a 1-yard gain.
Andrew Haase there was who you had in the screen. Haase is a guy, there's been nights where he has just been lights out. So far tonight, just in on a couple of tackles. 3rd and 4 for Prairie. Ish to throw it. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. Second guy. Won't be. Drilled all the way back to the 40-yard line. Coming in for the Hawks is Easy Pinks. The delayed blitz delivers.
Yeah, I would give half the sack to Whittinger. He came in there, took on the blocker, which you want to do the first guy in. Don't try to get around the block. Take him on. Wipe out that blocker. Open up the lane there for Easy Pinks. He went in there and did a good job of pursuing the quarterback and bring him to the ground. For a big loss there, so great defensive blitz there by Ankeny.
Into punt for Prairie. Denzel Green back at his own 30. Mars Clark to receive, stands at his own 24-yard line. 4th and 15. Before the snap, we have I
think we had a movement at the offensive line.
And I don't know if Green saw something. He just took 2 steps like he was either going to
False start. Offense.
False start on the offense, so another 5 yards.
Which
That may have just blown a play right there on that whistle.
You always have, we've seen Denzel Green in the backfield twice in the Wildcat. He's also the punter, also a wide receiver. He has the ability to run, so I bet they have a fake punt in their playbook possibly for tonight.
You never know if you'll do it again, but now at 4th and 20, it's a little harder to do. He's going to take 3 steps, run, kick, and it's going to be taken by Clark at the 22-yard line. Mars dances for a little while and doesn't go any further than that. All right, Austin Oliver, we normally come to you when it is a score, but we just haven't heard from you in a while. Austin, what do we got going on down there?
Well, I think they're just kind of trading punches right now after Ankeny had that solid, good drive there. I think Ankeny needs to get that offense ramped up again and see if they can get it back in the end zone.
Ankeny's offense, 18 yards rushing, 40 yards passing, total of 58. Prairie, 32 passing, 54 rushing, total of 86. Thank you, Jeff Martins, for the stats in game. 1st and 10 from the 28. Minute 22, Daniel Larmy's first carry of the game. Gets him across the 30, no further. Good trip up there. Quentin Alexander was there first for the Hawks. Prairie Hawks.
Yeah, he's one of the team leaders with 21 tackles.
Larmy out of the left side of Anderson. Throw out to the far side. Caught by Erlmeyer at the 30. Puts a move on. Up to the 40. Spins out of one tackle. And not much more before he's dropped at the 44-yard line.
A good quick fake and then delivery there by Luke Anderson, throwing it out there. Erlmeyer taking a step back up. Puts a little bit of move on to get the first down.
Tyler Beck, the tackle, the senior linebacker. They also call him the inverted safety in this defense. 1st and 10 for Ankeny. Larmy leans forward, reaches forward, and falls forward after he's tripped up by Drew Long. The senior cornerback comes up, adds to his 10 solo tackle total there with 1 after a gain of 9. Ankeny in tempo. Larmy, the call. Larmy has the first down, keeps his feet moving, and then he's pulled down.
Probably the healthiest we've seen Larmy this year. He's had some foot problems, and we've seen him in a boot earlier, so good to get him out there, get some running games in there. Coach will go with the hot hand. If both of these guys get hot, I'd say watch out.
Tyler Beck, the tackle for Prairie. Clock at 4 seconds. Let's see if the Hawks do one before the end of the quarter. They do. It's Henkus. He dances right, then cuts back left, gets inside the 35-yard line, and that's how the first quarter is going to end. On the tackle by Sam Chase. 7-0. Ankeny scores on a big play to Evan Erlmeyer here from Ankeny Stadium.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ankeny leads 7-0 as we begin quarter number 2. We'll check scores here after this next play. Ankeny goes to work, 2nd and 2. Along with Tim Halber, I'm Paul Yeager, Austin Oliver, Emma Eckhart with you, and our CISN Ankeny Stadium crew for this game. Home tonight with Ankeny. Next week we have Centennial. Caden Hankus takes the handoff inside down to about the 25-yard line before he's brought down by Sam Chase. Other scores, Johnson leads Southeast Polk 7-0. That's in the first. Valley and Waukee Northwest tied at 7. Centennial leads Dowling 7-0. The Jaguars and the Maroons, that game you can see on CISN, our other game tonight. We're also watching of interest, and here it is down the right side. It's Daniel Larmy. He's going to score a touchdown, 24 yards out for the Hawks.
One guy I want to call out, we've been watching the last 3 plays, is Nathan Richmond, the tight end. He's been doing some key blocks there. The last 2 big running plays, he's gotten that second level, getting some blocks. He was 10 yards downfield getting a block. Larmy got behind him, put a hand in his back. He said, "Thank you very much," and took it in the end zone. But Richmond doing a great job, not catching the ball, but actually his blocking is really sprung some big running plays.
Great look there on the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone replay. Harrington on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. Ankeny 14, Prairie nothing.
First half.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
14-0. Daniel Larmy pulling the Breakfast Club. Don't you forget about me.
Right. It's,
that's one of the most obscure things I'll do tonight.
No, that's good. I like that movie. It's a great movie. I knew what you were talking about, so I don't know if our listeners are like, what are these guys talking about?
That's all right. Harrington to kick off for the Hawks. High end over end kicks, going to go back into the end zone for yet another touchback. Let's see, the official's got to blow that deep, that dead, because that's not returnable in high school ball. Keandre Bush says, "I'm playing until the whistle." All right, let's go down to the sidelines and check in to see what's going on down there.
Well, I think Ankeny's going to be glad to get Laramie back into the scoring sheet there for this week. And with Hankus having such a strong week last week, it's good to see him get some play and get into the end zone.
Thank you, Austin Oliver. 14-0. Erlmeyer a touchdown, and Daniel Larmy. Now it's uphill, 14-0 hill that the Prairie Hawks are trying to climb. They send 2 receivers to the left and right. Ish wipes his hands. It's the front touch pass to Green, and then there's a whole lot of yellow shirts. Whittinger
Green.
and Kingston Upabi there, and also Easy Pinks.
Yeah, Sandbag in there. First guy to get in, dove at him. Took him off stride. He had to back up about a yard in the backfield. So Sandvik started the procession of tackle, but that his man. He might have missed the tackle, but he did cause the misdirection for the group to come in. So good job spotting the running back.
2nd and 11, loss of 1. Ish with the I formation. Gives it to Bush, who's hit at the line of scrimmage. Easy Pinks there first.
Number 3,
Whittinger, and also Tristan Hill. All right, so group tackling. You noticing that tonight a little more for Ankeny?
Yeah, they pursue. They get there quickly. Even if the first guy doesn't get the tackle or causes, them the misdirection, there's a group of 2 or 3 right after him to get the tackle. That's what gang tackling does, because you're usually out in the open field. So coaches have emphasized that the defense has to flow to the running back. or the ball carrier.
But a 4-yard gain keeps Prairie, making this a makeable 3rd and 6. Ish is flushed by Minner. The throw is tipped and then caught. Oh, what a circus catch. Complete.
Pass complete.
To Bennett Cook. That's a highlight right there.
Yeah, he tipped it to himself. The sophomore tight end tipped it to himself, caught it, got upended, but that was a great catch. Throwing the middle of the field, he got flushed out there. By number 44 by Hunter Minner. But each with the completion, so they got a little bit of a drive going here up at the 45.
Kinnick Voss with help from Sammy Sandvig. First down for Prairie at the 44. They go Bush, left side. He's hit by Randolph. Holds on long enough for Dawson Whittaker
Great tackle
and
for the Hawks, number 4, Mason Randolph.
Tristan Hill to come in.
That's a lot there. Mason Randolph coming in there, making a tackle, giving up about 20 pounds to the running back. But once again, the linebackers are there right away. Whittaker is there to finish the job, keeping him from gaining no more yards than from that outside position.
Gain of 3 keeps Prairie at least on schedule here. They'll send 2 receivers to the right side of the formation for Ish. Green is one of them. And they're going to look like an option, and then that was a run all the way. Mars Clark comes up.
7, Wyatt Ish.
Also Easy Pinks, Andrew Haase.
Nice job there. With the 3-man front, your defensive ends really are crashing in on the tackles there. So Klars came in as the outside linebacker and really blew up the running ability by Wyatt Ish, so caused a loss on the play. 3rd and long is not the position that the Prairie Hawks wanted to be in.
At their own 47-yard lines, the Hawks break the huddle. 8:30 to play here in the second quarter. Ish looks to the right side. He's flushed. Steps under the pressure. Delivers a good throw. Caught at the 40. That's a first down, and it's a foot race. Taylor finally brings down the receiver. That's Drew Bennis. That was a pretty crossing route.
Good athletic move by Wyatt Ish there. He was flushed out. Kingston Upabi was right behind him. He found his receiver there, straight across the middle. 2 broken plays have been the biggest plays of this drive so far for the Prairie Hawks.
Bennis, nice pickup there of 38 yards to the Ankeny 15-yard line. Ish gives it to Bush. Tough yards, stood up, and now driven forward by that big offensive line. Up front for
Prairie, B.J. Bush.
Prairie, Javen Donald, Ben Thalacker, Aiden Packer, Jace Tunney, and Roby Schwartzendruber. We didn't even talk about the good play of Schwartzendruber.
Number 9, Sam.
Yeah, he's done a nice job there. He's the senior. Those 2 captains, Tony and Schwartzendruber on the right side, but they've been running to the left quite a bit. Finding some running room up there behind the big time. Javen Donald, the sophomore offensive tackle.
Alexander back there with Bush. It's Ish. Ish keeps it. Escapes 1 tackle. Makes a dive for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown. Wyatt Ish. 11 yards.
Pulled out of the grip of Easy Pinks. He almost had him in the backfield, but that's a very strong running back. He is 5'10", 165. Coach talked about how much he worked in the offseason. That was pure athletic ability by Ish to take that in on a running play for the touchdown.
I think Pinks probably had contain on that play, and Ish was able to break it, get outside, get into the end zone. On to attempt the extra point, Junior Baxa. Kick is up, and it is good. It's a 1-score ball game. 14-7, Ankeny leads here for high school football.
Prairie Hawks 7, your Ankeny Hawks.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Iowans are working hard,
But high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Prairie, nice drive there. They're up to 166 yards of offense. The more important part, they have 7 points. Ankeny 14, Prairie 7 here. 7:08 to play. Boxa to kick it off. He just had the extra point. Back deep for Ankeny. Henkus and Evan Erlmeyer stand at their own 7-yard line. Low kick. It's going to be taken by one of the up men. That is the tight end. Or no, that's Zion Reif. Zion Reif, the return. All right, let's go down to the sideline and check in what's happening there in this contest.
Well, Paul, Tim, I think that that's about what Prairie needed right now is to get that ball into the end zone. I think that a couple plays, like Tim said, kind of broken plays, but the more of the horizontal pass plays going, left and right has seemed to be the ones that have given Ankeny trouble and have allowed Prairie to make their way down the field a little bit quicker. So interesting difference from some of these metro schools with the more of the vertical passing game.
Handoff, Henkus up the middle, breaks his way through into the secondary, gets a little bit of push. Holy cow. What? Yeah, was that who I think it was? Yeah, that was Rudder.
Yeah, that's no surprise.
Jeez.
Gain of 8.
Nice job. More syrup for his pancakes on Monday.
Alexander, the tackle. Anderson, quick throw, caught by caught on the far sideline by Andrew Brandhorst. Go with your gut, Paul. Brandhorst, the tackle.
Brandhorst, nice catch there, down around his knees. Low pass, picked it up, turned, and got a first down. So good hands. Brandhorst doing a really good job receiving this year.
Kaiden Adams, the senior, makes the tackle. He's got 19 on the season. Hankus gets through the line of scrimmage and up near the 40 before he's stopped.
Hankus for Ankeny.
You can see the difference having, the junior Ryan Pruin back then there at center calling all the blocking assignments.
Drew Long, the tackle for Prairie.
Nice play.
Larmy, he is ripped, not even back to the line of scrimmage. Alexander right there.
Brought down by 35.
No, that's Faison. That was Faison, not Alexander.
Yeah, Faison once in a while will play the defensive tackle position, playing both ways. Got a couple of two-way players here for the Prairie Hawks. Alexander being another one, notable one.
Brandhorst comes to the near side with Owen Fisher and Evan Erlmeyer. On the top of the formation is Larmy, and before the snap, we got a nice push by Ben Thalacker.
Defense, number 74.
Makes that 3rd and 7, a 3rd and 2, or maybe a long 2 or a short 3. Depends how you're scoring it.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do if you jump? Push the guy over?
Yeah.
That's what they tell you, right?
You don't know. Sometimes there's little games the centers will do. They'll squeeze the football a little bit. They'll think they're hiking it. They'll go on. There's little tricks on that interior line play to get guys to jump, especially on a big 3rd down. Not saying that's what Ryan did, but
5:10 to go before half. Larmy gets the call, has the first down, squirts his way out to about the 30-yard line. Wyatt Beatty and also Max Schweiger there for Prairie.
Really
Move
good.
the chains for the Hawks.
Good leg drive by him. Looks like Carter Diggin was in there as well. They bring in the heavy formation for the running play, so now they got a new set of downs.
Coming up at halftime, we'll talk with Ankeny girls soccer coach Simon Brown. And another penalty coming likely against the Prairie Hawks.
Encroachment, defense, number 74, 5 yards, remains, first down.
Brad Bunting, our official tonight. Head linesman is Gabe Capps. Back judge is Brent Fridley. The umpire is Jason Higgins. And the line judge is Jay Leach.
A little eager there on the jump.
It'll now be 1st and 5 from the 26-yard line. Anderson gives it to Hankus. Runs through, gets all the way into the secondary. Again, on the tackle is Drew Long.
Number 5, Drew Long. That's a Hawk.
When your safeties and corners are making tackles, Tim, that's not usually a good thing.
We're seeing Ramick in there as well.
Remick's been battling an injury. Him and Breitbach both been playing. The quick throw out to Erlmeyer. Erlmeyer catches it. He's at the 10, the 5, makes a dive for the pylon, and he's in! Touchdown! 15-yard score. Second TD of the night for Evan Erlmeyer.
Great moves on the outside by Evan Erlmeyer. He takes a short pass, but turns it into a touchdown. Put a great move on there.
And out on the block was, I missed who it was on that far sideline.
Could have been the tight end.
It might have been on that block that was that kind of key. And Erlmeyer gets his second score of the night here in the 4:10 mark before half.
Quick drive.
Harrington's extra point is good. Ankeny 21, Prairie 7.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
7-play drive, 69 yards, capped by an Evan Erlmeyer 15-yard catch from Luke Anderson to go along with his 29-yarder. Ankeny 21, Prairie of Cedar Rapids 7. Harrington to kick it off again, high kick, that's going to go into the end zone. Let's go back down to the sideline. Austin Oliver with another update.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think I just saw a tired Prairie defense out there. They've been a little bit worn down on these 3 drives that the Hawks have put together, have all been long drives and given up lots of yards. So I think it just kind of culminated on that last drive to just show like a really tired defense there. So hopefully they can get some 3-and-outs going here for the second half and maybe get some of that energy back for themselves.
Not to contradict you, Austin, but I'm going to. And this is why. This is because Jeff Martin's brought this up in our – that was the longest drive Ankeny's had in quite some time. That was 2:58 on the clock. They've had drives of 1:42, 43 seconds, and 47 seconds. But what Austin's trying to say is the direct snap goes to Green, and he'll get to about the line of scrimmage, maybe 2 yards in and no more. What he's saying, Tim, is the way I take it is Ankeny is fast at the snap. They're not taking a lot of time between plays,
correct,
but it has been very physical and lots of big plays. When you give up a 20 to 40-yard play, that will wear you out.
It does, especially in their running. They're not going to the outside, outside the tight end. Everything is on the inside. That's the one thing that really does wear a defense, because we're not calling much about the nose tackle making tackles, the middle linebacker, the Mike linebacker's not making as many tackles because they're taking on blockers. That means your offensive line are getting their blocking assignments done and doing a great job.
Each 3-step drop with time. Now the clock's ticking, and it has expired. Brandhorst will get credit for the sack, but you got to give a pressure to Andrew Haase.
Yeah, the bookends come in there. They met in the middle, in the backfield. Great job. A lot of looping in that defensive line. Manning Allen, the nose guards, looping around the outside that frees up. So the offensive line for Prairie's having a hard time. The coach talked about this defense moves a lot. You got to find out where everybody's going to be at. You never can guess. Either they line up in a 3-man front, but they're bringing 3, they're bringing 4, they're bringing 5, and they're having a hard time picking up the the signals and the plays of the defense.
Loss of 1 on the play. Alexander is next to Ish in the backfield. Ish to throw. Throws a little wobbler. It's caught in stride by Green at the 35 and out of bounds at the 40. Kinnick Voss sends him out of the play.
Man, stop Kinnick Voss.
And enough for a first down.
Denzel Green coming across the formation from the right side, coming across the middle. Good patience by East to find his receiver, cutting across. Sandvig trailing him across the formation, so they're definitely in a man-to-man coverage. Seeing something they can exploit there. A lot of these big plays have been crossing routes in the middle.
And if something works, you're going to likely go with it. They go Alexander back on the run. Grabbing on and holding on for a little while there was Andrew Haase. Bernholtz also there.
Andrew Haase, 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5.
So a lot of time here, 2:16 left here in this half.
Well, that's the difference too. Prairie huddles, takes time, helps a good offense sometimes is a good defense. I know it's supposed to be said the other way around, but Ish calls, looks like he's maybe changing the play. 2nd and 5. Alexander, good run, burst of speed into the secondary of Ankeny. Gets across
Alexander
the 45.
Made a stop for Ankeny, 32.
Good blocking by the tight end. Faison collapsed that line down there.
The Ankeny 42-yard line, 1st and 10.
Creating a running lane for Alexander. There's a lot there for Tristan Hill. Tried to get on the tackle there, but just coming from the outside, hard to get that angle on there, so creating a first down. So plenty of time to run the ball here with 1:27 to go and full timeouts.
Gain of 13 on the play for Alexander. Here comes some heat. Ish to throw. Blocked, tipped, and nearly intercepted. Let's see, almost the pick was Hill. Tipping it, I think, was Bernholtz.
Number 99, Carson Bernholtz.
There are a lot of people in there. The quarterback rolling to his left because he's got to turn his body around to get the pass off, so he takes an extra step there. It takes a little extra time. He had a receiver down there in the middle. I think it was Green in the middle.
Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Alexander had cleared out the route.
2nd down and 10 from the 42 for Prairie. Approaching a minute to play. Hawks would love to get a score here. Alexander escapes 1 tackle, but not the 2nd. Finishing off is Dawson Whittaker. Bernholtz there again.
Bernholtz is having fun in the backfield tonight. He's in there getting a hand in there. If he's not getting the tackle, he's causing a lot of disruption. Coach talked about this senior is has a great year this year, just causing chaos in the backfield.
Chaos has been the name of the game. Whenever any team, when we talk about Ankeny, how they describe the Ankeny Hawks. Let's give you some scores here. Ankeny Centennial leads Dowling. Now Maroons just kick a field goal to make it 14-3. We will have Centennial next week here on CISN, a game against Roosevelt. Roosevelt tonight is hosting Sioux City North. Johnston leads Southeast Polk, Tim, 20-0. Pleasant Valley 14, Cedar Falls 0. Valley and Waukee Northwest in a surprise right there, tied at 14. Sioux City East leads Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln 14-7. Last night, Waukee rolled Des Moines Lincoln 56-0. First RPI from the High School Athletic Association, I think, comes out noon on Monday.
It's 3rd and 13.
And as you said in the open, Tim, it's moving night.
It's moving weekend. It's gonna happen tonight. There's a lot of people are gonna be doing their math, breaking out the calculators tomorrow to kind of figure out, okay, where do we sit? What might the RPI tell us?
It's Saturday. Do we really have to do math? 3rd and 13 for Prairie. Big play coming for the Prairie Hawks. Ish with time, throws far sideline, caught, and first down. Tay Alexander, his first catch of the game. He needed a bunch. He got it, +4.
Big play there by Ish. Throwing across the field, he had the receiver once again going across the formation to the other side. He had the time back there.
Becker and Clark on the tackle for Ankeny. 43 seconds to go for Prairie. That's Bush. Stiff arms one man, but won't stiff arm his former teammate, Mars Clark.
Mars said hello. Now that's a running play in the midfield of play, so they're forcing a timeout for Prairie with 32 seconds to go in the half.
Prairie takes timeout number 2 with 32 seconds to play. Coming up at half, we'll talk Ankeny girls soccer. Simon Brown, the Hawks soccer team, made it to state last year, lost to eventual state champ Bettendorf. So we'll talk soccer. Got to give credit. Simon Brown, patient with me. I had technical equipment issue on the first time. We had to do it a second time interview. So I know a lot now about Ankeny girls soccer, Tim. Did that interview twice.
That's good. They're having a great year as well. A lot of things, going in. We're getting close to that time of year. We're into October. Playoff pictures start looming in.
Coming up tomorrow, your Iowa State Cyclones hosting Baylor in a whiteout game.
Yes.
Have you seen the picture of the field at Jack Trice?
Yes, it's in black and white. You see that they have the script Cyclone on the side of the white helmet. They took off the white eye and replaced it with Cyclones. So that's caused, Twitter to explode.
Our friend Keith Murphy at Channel 13 said, I really like this. The I-State is very unmemorable to me. This looks better. Eesh. Rolls out to his right side. Being chased by Whittinger. Gets rid of it at the sticks. Caught by Bennis near the stick. He needed 11. I think he's going to be a yard, maybe 2 short. 26 seconds is the most important thing for Prairie right now.
There was Dawson on the blitz there. Really caused probably East to run more than he wanted to. He couldn't get his feet set, so it was a run and throw. But 3rd and 1 with 26 seconds to go. They've had a hard time running on short yardage situations. His defense has done a good job. See what they dial up here.
Clark makes the tackle for Ankeny. Pushed him out of bounds. Eesh with time. Looks left. Throws toward the end zone. He's got a man wide open, but it's overthrown. It was intended for Denzel Green. He had the step on Randolph.
But I think it might have been easy pinks on the blitz. They blitzed him. The quarterback had to lean back and throw off his back foot because he had a rush in his face, and it tends to have the ball sail on you if you're throwing off your back foot.
Oh, boy, that's her points right there, possibly.
He was wide open.
Clock stops at 21 seconds. Prairie doesn't have to call timeout, but they are up against it. 4th and 1 from the 20-yard line. They're in the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. They go quarterback sneak up the middle and get it. They needed a yard. The clock will stop until the chains are set. Then Brad Bunting will wind the clock. It's at 18 seconds now. Gain of 3 on the play. Probably spike it here. But no, now they've taken that much time. They're going to run a play. Here comes Ish. Pressure. Escapes it. Fumble! And then he picks it up. It's picked up by Ankeny Andrew Haase. Haase has it at the 35-yard line.
That was a turn of events. They could have taken their time. They rushed the play there, but they brought the outside blitz.
Becker, it was Manning Allen who was in there first. Andrew Haase picked it up, and all Alexander could do was tackle to prevent a possible fumble 6.
And Manning's been looping in there on the inside, outside. He's been playing off the center quite a bit. That senior nose tackle, small, 5'11", 185, but someone described me, it's like wrestling a bobcat in a phone booth.
I'm not into that, but, hey.
Yeah.
Hand off to Whittinger. Was that No, that was I was like, that was Hankus. Like, wait a minute, that says 6 my eyes. Holy cow. All right, Austin Oliver and Emma Eckhart. Emma is going to find Coach Bauer, who, Emma, I don't know. There you are. Talk with Coach Bauer, who told me right before, after our last interview, the last part of the interview, he said, Prairie hasn't had any fumbles this year. They cashed in. I didn't cash in that fumble, but they were able to cause one right there. Ankeny leads 21-7 here. And it has been Evan Erlmeyer with a pair of scores. Jeff Bauer is now with Emma. Let's go down to the sideline.
Coach, you're ahead 21-7. What are you going to try to build on in the second half to keep it going in your direction?
We just have to stay aggressive, keep blocking like our offensive line is doing a great job opening holes and getting some movement. defense, we've given up some yards. We need to make sure we have to get to the quarterback more. He's getting off, and they've gotten too many yards on us. Thank you.
All right, that's Em Eckhart with Jeff Bauer with our halftime interview. 21-7. Ankeny leads Prairie here. We'll step away. Before we do, though, just quick stats. Ankeny passing 84 yards, rushing 105, total 189. Prairie 137 passing, rushing 89, total 221. So Prairie, Tim, dominating or leading in the stats, but not dominating on the scoreboard.
Yeah, very unlike them. They're very close to almost 50-50 in their rush pass, for the season. So here we're seeing that the running game really been held under control more than they're used to, relying on their passing game, the big passing game to get yards to get on to flip the field. But the turnover was a big one here right before the half.
Keeps Prairie out of the end zone. Ankeny 21, Prairie 7. Halftime starts now. You're watching high school football on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. Receive 2.9% for 84 months on the new Dodge Hornet RT, Grand Cherokee 4xE, and Jeep Wrangler 4xE. New Ram 1500 4x4s at one low price of $35,990. New Ram HD Crew Cab 4x4 starting at $47,990. That's over $13,000 off, plus up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Grand Cherokees. All at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you and I both know that you've been wanting to convert your drafty old wood-burning fireplace into a high-efficient gas one. Well, this is the perfect time. Heating Glow is making it easier than ever. If you buy this year between September 15th and October 13th, Heating Glow is giving a free vent kit worth up to $650, making it easier than ever to convert that old wood burner. But the best deal in years won't last, so come on in today. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
It's hard to stop a train.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals. So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Halftime here on CISN. Time to talk girls soccer. Simon Brown is the head girls soccer coach at Ankeny High School. Also, the men's coach at William Penn. Caught him in season because Coach Soccer knows no calendar limits, right?
Yeah, we're all go here. We're in the middle of season at William Penn. Wrapped up. It's getting a little bit colder now, so again, we're ready for this cooler weather so that we can don't need any water breaks or something like that. But yeah, we're full go at William Penn, and it's refreshing for me, a lot of refreshing my memory about high school season. So I'm excited about 3-4 months ago. I can't remember what I had for dinner last night, but I'm excited to talk about last season and then what's coming up next spring.
And you're extremely patient with me in this interview, which I'm very thankful for that. And I guess I'll start with this. I mean, what is the difference between college soccer and high school soccer in Iowa? What have you found?
The difference is, the first big one is obviously the coaching boys and girls. Our college guys are, anywhere from 18 to 25. NAIA, there's no age restriction. So we have an older kids, we have grad kids, and then we have high school girls, anywhere from 14 to 17, 18, some of them. So again, just completely different dynamic. They're at different places of their lives. physically, socially, mentally, all that stuff. So again, trying to manage that and how you speak to the kids is unique, because I can't grill the kids like I do the boys, and I can't have the comforting conversations with the guys as I do with the girls. So again, it's very unique, and we have to be very intentional about the conversations that we have and how we manage them and where the kids are at. So.
And at least it's not in the same time, like those that, some things overlap where like you could go from men's to girls in 5 minutes, and that would be really hard. At least you have the break of the calendar to help your.
Yeah, we have some time off in the middle. We normally go all the way to the national tournament, which is in December, and then the girls start. So again, Christmas is the reset button. To get ready for the high school season, and then when graduation comes and state comes, that's the reset button to get ready for William Penn. So yeah, we have it's definitely different, and it's definitely a mindset shift, but like I said, it's still the same game, and we just got to manage the different personalities and the skill sets.
Let's wrap up that high school season if we can from last year. I know you're a competitive, you have to be competitive in what you do, but finishing, getting knocked out by the eventual state champion. Any solace there?
Yeah, I mean, like, credit to Bettendorf. They won it. You never want to take away anything from the champion. I do think that the best team figures itself out by the end of the season. They had the best player in the state in Carson, and a lot of people said she single-handedly just got them there. You could see it the way she just took over the tournament and scored goals in every game to get them where they needed to be. And she was a handful against us. I know she was in the quarterfinal and the final. She scored 3 as well, so she got the MVP. So yeah, when you have the best player, it shows you the difference. And for her to go through the teams that she did, she beat a PB team, she beat us, and we'd only lost 1 game all year, and then to beat Valley, who was one of the best teams as well. So yeah, credit to Bettendorf and Carson, and like I said, we obviously want to win it. The way that we lost it was cruel, but that's our sport. Not always the best team wins it, but yeah, credit to Bettendorf. Can't take it away from them. So we're happy to have the opportunity and go to state again. And it's so tough to win. It doesn't matter if you're the best team. Like a bounce of a ball can be the difference between you winning and losing at the state tournament.
Well, and we're in the middle of baseball playoffs right now, and you could have a 102-win season and get knocked out in the first round. It's a matter of who's hot at the right time. Yeah. So let's go through those seniors that you lost. You had a couple of them. One of them was very, very big for you.
Yeah, Emma scored a lot of goals. She played all season. She's up playing Division 2 now at St. Cloud. So she's graduating, and then the next one is Elizabeth Proctor. She's at school in Creighton right now. And then we had a goalkeeper, Tava Ganal, who's she helped us out a little bit in goals. So those were the 3 that we lost of the 22 on the roster, I think, that went to state. So yeah, those would be the 3 big misses. Lizzo started as a freshman. She started the state championship game. Emma played in the state. Both of them started the state championship game as freshmen. So all 4 years they were at state. So again, big part of the program. So they'll be absolutely missed going into next season.
And coming back, then you're going to have to lean on that. What was junior class, now senior class? What's that going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, Liz started, Emma started, so we have 9 starters that are coming back next year that made it to a state semi-final that, in another day could have won it. So again, there's a bigger expectation there and a bigger emphasis, to win. They're all hungry to win. Like, it's a massive group. There's going to be a lot of pressure on us. Like, I'd be shocked if we're not number 1 and number 2 going into the start of next season because of just the amount of kids we have back and where they finish. We're bringing back Ali Mackey was a unanimous first team All-State. Soph Loeffler, a unanimous first team All-Conference in the CIML, which is, we won the CIML. Like, winning that is, basically like winning state because you're playing 7 of the 8 best teams in the country, whatever it may be. You don't get the accolade, but we tied for the win on that, but we won the head-to-head with Northwest. So, those are 2 unanimous first team All-States. Cam Dietz is going to play at Drake next year. She's coming back. We have Cam Scheib, who's an All-State volleyball kid. She plays centre back for us. Claire in goal. She's a transfer from Marshalltown. She's going to be a senior this year. She saved the penalty against Walkie in the quarterfinals. Conceded very, very few goals all season. I think it was 4 or 5 in the whole season she conceded. So again, just a massive class of big personalities and big girls coming back that, you know, have a big expectation of what's expected for them for the season, and they have that from themselves, and they're doing their part now in their club stuff to get ready for the fall.
And the thing that's different about girls sport versus boys sports is you'll sometimes have freshmen come in and contribute. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but it happens more than it does in boys sports. So then there's that element that you have to navigate. You have to see who's done well on the club circuit that's now coming into high school ball, and practice gets, I would imagine, pretty fun then.
Yeah, I was trying to think back last year. Izzy started; she was a freshman. Soph Kephart started a lot of games as a freshman. A couple more came in, Presley came in. So we had 3 girls that were in the mix last year, and then we're very honest as a coaching staff, myself and Trevor. Like, the best kids play, and I think it's just the fairest way to do it. I know a lot of other teams do it like senior orientated or upperclassmen orientated. It just makes bigger problems when the ability is there of the 11. You know, like, it's just everyone has their own philosophies, but for us, it's just the best kids got to play. Whatever that may be. So again, we just play the best. Doesn't matter if you're 18 or 14. If you're good enough, you're old enough. And I think that's the most important message that we have, is that everyone that comes into our program, the best 11 are going to play, and the best kids are going to contribute, and you become the best, but through like your daily training habits and how you contribute to the team and the effort and commitment that you put in. So yeah, the same thing with the college guys here. The best kids play. So we start freshmen here, and we start transfers here. There's a couple of guys that were here last year that are not starting now, and you know, it's just the rising tide raises all the ships. So again, it's a tougher situation, and yeah, it's, like I said, I think it's really honest, and I think that the kids appreciate it in the long run.
In the off season, you mentioned you got, multi sports, volleyball or soccer or cross country or whatever it is. You really get going once the first of the year kind of kicks off, because with that spring season, what's the balance of off season work versus preseason work for you?
The girls they're doing their own thing with the club. You touched on it a little bit. They're doing the clubs in town, Sporting Iowa, VSA and Rush. And they all have good coaches now, and the kids are in a good training environment. You know, they're trained with a lot of the girls that they play against during the high school season, which is not too similar from, different sports, the volleyballs, the basketballs of the world. So we're very hands off. Once the season ends, we do a few things in the summer. Can't have any contact then in the fall or winter, like coaching, but the club guys do all the stuff. They have their own strength programs now that they're on doing. So they do so much themselves. Then you have the kids that are doing like you said, cross country and cams, like just playing volleyball every day. So again, there's no sense in me running a session with any of them, even though we're hands off. They're doing so much anyway. They've got their homecoming stuff, their kids at the end of the day. Like, it's important for them to, embrace where they're at in their lives as well, and not just be worried about soccer, because we can pick up the pieces in January and February and March and get them going, and we don't need any sort of advantage going into the season. So yeah, it's fairly hands off. We trust the club guys that are out there. Like, we can go watch them. I'm going to go watch the 17s and 19s. So the sophomores and seniors are playing this weekend in Des Moines, so I get to go and just watch, and it's really refreshing just to sit there on the other sideline and just be a spectator and not be heckling referees or heckling kids. And so yeah, that's a fun aspect of them getting to play in that environment, as we get to enjoy just the kids and where they're at in their development.
Oh, it's always fun on those soccer sidelines. Lots of stuff gets said over the years from when they're little to when they're larger, and it makes it all fun. Yep. Season will be here before we know it, Coach. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're looking forward to it, and hopefully the football team can get the W tonight.
All right, very good. Simon Brown, head coach of the girls soccer team at Ankeny High School. Our halftime show continues after this. You're watching High School Sports on CISN.
Save big at DeArmond Chevy GMC Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Crew Cab offering 5.9% for 84 months plus up to $4,750 cash. New 2024 Chevy and GMC 2500 HDs with 5.9% for 84 months. And new Sierra 1500 Crew Cab with 5.9% for 84 months plus up to $3,750 cash. All at DeArmond Chevy GMC Knoxville. DeArmondChevyGMC.com.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals. So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Back here at halftime, Ankeny leads Prairie 21-7 in our contest. Prairie has just made their way out of the locker room, and it was a conversation that we'll hear about hopefully in just a couple of minutes. We will look at stats. We'll also give you some first half highlights here. Great chance to see the band in action there, and band will be tomorrow at Prairie and at Ella for their competition tomorrow, so that'll be fun, and we will learn more about the band show in 2 weeks when Ankeny is back home here. And we may have missed our window. Let's see here. Coach looks focused. There he is. He's making his way over. Let's go down to the sideline for our our halftime interview. Let's go. Looks like it's Emma. Emma? Go ahead, Emma. We got it.
Obviously, you gave up some points. There were some bright spots on your offense. What can you do to build on those?
You know, I told the kids we got to finish drives. We're moving the ball at will at times. We just got to finish drives.
Defensively, what kind of changes do you want to make on defense to slow the Hawks down?
We got to have relentless pursuit of the football. Right now, we got too many guys watching the game. I told them to go buy a ticket or else get after the football.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Emma. If he didn't say it, I was like, that's what he was about to say. But Coach Knock, thank you for your time this week. Great to chat with you. I don't normally have a chance where I covered his dad when he coached at Marshalltown and getting to talk. One of the things that stood out to me that Kyle said, that he says, hey, I got guys that coach with dad's staff. And they said when they close their eyes and they hear my voice, they're like, Don, is that you? And I said, well, what do you think about that? He goes, that's a heck of a compliment. And it should be. But challenging these guys down 21-7 in a game that they've been in, every time they've had good drives, they've done well. But as he said, just haven't finished them.
Yeah, really 2 turnovers. They had a drive down that got down to the 10-yard line, 1 for it on a 4th and 1, and got snuffed out. So it was a turnover on downs, and then the turnover right before half. Once again, they drove down to inside the 20 and got stuffed by the defense. So they're moving the ball, doing it more through the air than they are in the running, in the passing game. They've been 868 to 858 in passing and running for the season. Very, very close. Right now we're seeing 137 yards passing, but only 84 yards rushing, so on 25 carries. So the Hawk defense has done, or the Ankeny Hawk defense has done a good job containing the run, but there's been some really big pass plays out there.
Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights that Randy Nielsen, our director-producer tonight, has clipped off for us. Early on, this is the Hawks. They go play action with Luke Anderson, and he finds Evan Erlmeyer, gets behind his defender, just hauls it in for the score. Evan Erlmeyer, 2 touchdown catches. He's 2 catches for 42 yards. Here's the next highlight. And it's Daniel Larmy this time on a 24-yard. It's been a switch between Larmy and Hankus, and that time Daniel gets into the end zone. Larmy in this first half, 6 carries, 46 yards, 24 of them coming in this play. Then it gets to be kind of fun for Prairie. Here's Ish rolling, and it's the bloop, tip, and caught. And that was a fun play there by Bennett Cook. That drive would continue on and would cap on a play here. Wyatt Ish, 6 rushes for -10. He's been sacked a couple of times, but here's where he was positive. Keeps it, gets around contained, breaks one tackle, breaks another, and into the end zone. Ish, all those weights working right there. And then Ankeny here before we get into half. One more play was Evan Erlmeyer. And this is the pass with good blocking out in the front. And that's how we ended up at a 21-7 score. Great job there. Randy making that all work as we get into half number 2. Ankeny will receive the kick. They're up 21-7.
How you come out at the halftime, you'll see it will be the Prairie Hawk defense that gets a 3 and out, or will this Ankeny offense once again get the offensive line going and get some drive.
Junior Boxa to kick it off, and it's again, this one's a little deeper. It carries it into the end zone. It's going to be taken out by Erlmeyer. He's at the 10, 15, and gets close to the 20-yard line, just short of that, before he is brought down by, let's see, that was Wesley Koppes, I think, on the coverage. And Ankeny offense goes to work. 5 of 7 passing. Anderson, running the football has been something that Coach Bauer and I have talked about the last 2 weeks in conversation. They want Anderson to throw. They're talking to him, but he hasn't had to do it tonight.
No, and when he has thrown, he's been really decisive with his throws. That's done a good job there. But look for him. I'd like to see him run a few more times here because I think that's wide open for him.
Hand off Larmy to start things off, and he's not going to get much more than a yard, but then he's goes a little bit further as the tackle for Prairie in there, number 68. And I don't have a 68 on my roster. Sorry about that. Larmy on the right side. Cuts it back. Breaks one tackle, and then he's grabbed by the jersey by Tyler Beck, the senior. 23.5 tackles. 3.5 for loss. And again, Tim, Ankeny goes tempo.
Yeah, they put Quentin Alexander for Prairie on the strong side.
Right-hand side by number 58, Landon Rudder.
We had Rudder out there leading the block, trying to find something on the outside.
In the gun, 3rd down and 4 from their own 26-yard line. Ankeny, plenty of time on the clock.
Changing the play. Keeping the same formation. Bringing Erlmeyer back here in the slot.
Taking a knee there is Faison, and Ankeny calls timeout. So some confusion there early. 3rd and 4 will step away for a quick 30.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you and I both know that you've been wanting to convert your drafty old wood-burning fireplace into a high-efficient gas one. Well, this is the perfect time. Heating Glow is making it easier than ever. If you buy this year between September 15th and October 13th, Heating Glow is giving a free vent kit worth up to $650, making it easier than ever to convert that old wood burner. But the best deal in years won't last, so come on in today. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
A little bit confusion there going into the break out of the timeout, Tim. Did you see what happened?
I just saw that they went there, they were going to change the play, and then they changed the formation there. It was taking too much time. I just think that when you take that much time, guys are sitting their stance, and they're like, okay, what are you calling? And they don't want to call it out too loud. So see what they're going to dial up here on a 3rd and 4.
Hankus in there with Anderson. It's a pass. Anderson rushed, throws. Caught, but right at the sideline, he's out of bounds.
Incomplete. 4th down.
And Ankeny's going to have to go 3 and out here, and Prairie's offense or defense does exactly what Coach did. He challenged them, and they get the offense back on the field here.
Yeah, Quentin Alexander, also Niall Fowl in there on the rush, causing Anderson to scramble. He did a smart thing of throwing the ball out of bounds, not trying to throw it back in the middle of the field. So 3 and out for Prairie.
Harrington to punt from his own 12-yard line. Rolls to the right, gets a high kick but short. That's going to go into almost lane 2 of the track. Now it will go into lane 7.
And the marketing, it's on the other side of the 50 at the 45-yard line of the Ankeny Hawks. So it's off the side of his foot, very short, but great field position for Prairie Hawks to start the second half.
Tough first 90 seconds for Ankeny out of the locker room here, Tim.
Offense came out a little flat. I thought you were going to, try to get the running game going a little bit here. Try not to get too cute. I thought they've had a lot of success rushing the ball. So I thought they would stay with it. So see what they dial up. The coach had talked about that their offense had moved the ball quite a bit in the first half, just not finishing drives. See what Prairie Hawks could do here from the 45.
I formation, Bush behind Ish. It's a toss. Bush, 45, hit. Becker, Whittinger, and Andrew Haase.
Bush on the carry.
Yeah, good tackle there, but after 5 yards, they get, the run down there, they had the big lineman, looked like it was maybe Jack Toney kicking the outside linebacker at the end out, creating a running lane, for Bush. He hasn't carried much in the first half, but may go back to him a lot more the second half.
2nd and 5 from the 40, under 10 minutes to play. Bush gets a great running head of steam, and he's into the secondary. Hand down inside the 20 to the 15 before he's tackled by Bernholtz. And we have a penalty flag back at the 38-yard line.
I saw Randolph in there trying to get the tackle, but he tried to kick it out and, rush to the outside, kick it up there. But usually that's where they get a holding call. Someone got their hands on a jersey.
Sometimes those corners can sell it a little bit.
Yep.
Holding, offense, number 41, 10 yards, follow foul, replay, second down.
They whistle Cook, who had the circus catch. Let's take a look at it in the Metro Heating and Cooling. Oh, he went all the way down. He pushed Randolph down on that play. Yeah. How about Bernholtz covering some ground there, huh, from that D tackle?
He does have really good lateral speed. So this was a 2nd and 12 for the defense. See what they dial up with the blitz.
Passing play, throw is broken up. Sammy Sandvik there, intended for Green. It'll be 3rd and 12. Hey, we got a score, Tim. Ames and Ottumwa tied at 7. But the other game that I'm watching is Dubuque Senior and Davenport West. Senior leads West 21-0. The winner of that gets their first win of the season. Washington leads Liberty 16-7. That is probably the most surprising score of the night. 2-3 Washington, leading 4-1 Liberty.
3rd and 12 here. See if they would dial up a blitz. They've brought the outside rush.
Here comes some heat. Ish throws, incomplete. Whittinger was there as the intended receiver.
Haase had him around the waist. There's nothing much that Ish could do. There's a big rush. They brought the outside rushers, bring Haase up the middle. He gets a one-on-one block. He's going to beat most of those. He got inside on the quarterback. 3 and out.
Faison was in the neighborhood. And, you talked about the blitz. I was going to say it before in the second quarter. It's kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs on some of those blitzes. They might not blitz early in the first half. They do it in the second half. Here tonight, Ankeny has been sending heat in the first. Let's see what they do in the second half. Back to punt again. And it's going to be Green. Takes 3 steps, rolls, and absolutely booms it. Lands at the goal line. And as a touchback, Ankeny will have the football. 21-7, Hawks in the lead here, 9.5 to play. Other scores, Centennial leads Dowling at the half, 21-3. Dowling was lined up for a field goal right before half, but had it blocked, or at least it was a bad snap. Either way, no points for the Maroons there. Valley and Waukee Northwest tied at 14. Pleasant Valley leads Cedar Falls 28-13. Johnston 27, Southeast Polk 0. Iowa City West 20, Jefferson 6. Urbandale leads Des Moines East 14-0. Tim, there's a couple of those scores that stand out we'll talk about after this. Anderson, toss to Hankus, gets around the right side tackle, and he is just absolutely swallowed up whole by Faison. Wow.
That defense has a lot more rush on there. We're seeing that looks like Dorfer, the center, coming up a little lame on there. Ryan Pruin. Wasn't much running room there. They're stunting a lot more on the defensive front.
Hankus again with Anderson. Quick throw this time. Erlmeyer out in the flats, almost the same play. Not able to spring that time. Easy Davis was trying to get the block to help Erlmeyer, but that time Prairie's defense made it work. I think number 12 was in on that one, and that's Paterka. He was in the neighborhood. Again, Tim, third down and long for Ankeny.
We're seeing the defense being a lot more aggressive. They're challenging on plays, usually leaving one-on-one coverage in the secondary.
Anderson's going to keep it. He's going to sidestep one and keep moving. He's going to be at the 30. He's a lot closer than I thought he would get on that play. Still going to be a yard short. That was a design quarterback draw the whole way before Fall comes up. And Tim, that's a linebacker for Prairie making a tackle.
Finally, we have not called the linebackers that much. It's been a lot of the defensive ends and the safeties doing the tackles here, but much more aggressive Prairie Hawk defense out here, challenging that offense that they're going to see if they can move the change because they ran so much in the first half. They made some adjustments, closing down those rushing lanes.
Harrington onto a punt again, stands back at his own 13-yard line, takes the snap and gets it away. High kick, but still on the short side, takes a Prairie roll. This time it is on the
49-yard-line, 1st and 10 Prairie.
Prairie side of the field, but not by much. Down by Alexander Zuber, who last week Ankeny had in the game in that second half in for Larmy.
Now the Prairie defense has done a really good job getting 3 and now is really giving their offense some great field position. See if the offense can do something with it because they had a penalty and that stalled them and they couldn't move the chains after that. The rush was getting to the quarterback. See if they get some positive yards here on a first down.
7:37, third quarter. Ball on the 49-yard line of Prairie. Great field position for the Prairie Hawks. In motion goes Green. They go back underneath with Bush. He escapes one tackle, and he's into the secondary near the 40-yard line. That'll be probably enough, and it is. Pickup of 11 to move the chains. Mars Clark to stop for Ankeny.
Yeah, delayed handoff there. Couldn't quite get him in the backfield. He kicks it off to the right side, which is their strongest blocking for this offensive line. Get it in there, like you said, picked up 11 on a first down, working on a short side of the field.
Ball at the Ankeny 40-yard line. East from the pistol. Toss to Bush. He's got it at the 40-35. Ben Taylor pushes it out, and there's going to be a penalty. It looks like it's going to be Randolph is going to be involved in a hold again. And this time, I could see Bennett Cook turning around to the coaches like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not holding. The officials think differently.
They're calling hold. I think it's more of a legal use of hands. Like he's getting him in the back. He's trying to get there, and he's just kind of shoving the block out there. He's not holding him, but they're calling a hold on it. But it's more of a hands in the back, looks like to me. But he's not getting in the jersey. But still, it's a penalty because it's impeding the defensive player from getting in and making the play. So once again, they're behind the sticks.
9-yard penalty makes it first down and 19 yards to go. Ball stays on the Ankeny side of the field at the 49. Alexander now in the game with Ish. He's there to block. Ish steps up, throws, caught on a crossing route. Again, Mars Clark makes the tackle of the tight end, Tay Alexander. He got all 19 yards in a pickup there up to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, nice job there, the quarterback going in. But everything, those patterns are coming from the opposite side. East does a really good job. But the rush is coming in from one side. He feels it, rolls out, but the pocket is collapsing. They aren't keeping him in the pocket, letting the rush get up in his face. So if he gets to the outside, he's quite athletic. He can run, he can pass. So his drive's on him right now.
Coach Knott clearly. The staff saw that crossing route's there, and they keep going to it. Mix up in the backfield. Alexander takes it, and he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Easy Pinks is there. Randolph in for moral support. That's confusion all the way.
Yeah, that was just a busted play all the way around.
You all right over there? You keep dropping
I'm
something.
dropping stuff. I get excited. I'm throwing my pin all over the place.
Wow.
get ankle
Tim
over
doesn't
my
even
hands.
want to watch the game, Steve. He's just.
I'm in my own world here.
Steve
One
and
big
Jeff
play,
to
and
my
I just
left, and yeah, they're like, "What is Tim doing over there to your right?" Alexander there again with each to throw. It's another route, and it's overthrown. Intended for Bennis, incomplete.
Pass number 14, Bennis.
In the neighborhood, at least on defense for the Hawks,
Benny for Ankeny, number 11,
was
Clark.
Nathan Becker
Third
was
down.
there.
Yeah, third long. The Hawks they've been staying in. Looks like they're trying to do a man to man, but they got to watch that crossing route. Either they aren't switching at the time between the zone. There's always a soft spot if you're looking at a zone coverage between two defenders, but keeping the quarterback in the pocket, making him step up and throw. If he gets to the outside, he's very athletic. He can take off and run, but you got a 3rd and 14 here.
Look for that crossing route, Tim. That's what's worked for Prairie. They throw it down on a post. It's caught at the 15 down to the 5-yard line, and the ball comes out at the end.
80 Alexander.
Officials are talking it over.
Tay Alexander on the catch across the middle between the hashes. They're saying that Ankeny said he fumbled on the way down the ground, and they got the ball. What if we can see a replay? We got 4 officials down there huddling up.
They're going to have to. No review in Boone tonight. Boy, all of those. We got lobbyists wearing yellow.
Yes, they all know they're pointing to the south.
Is that where their school is, maybe? Is that why they're pointing that way?
Throwing on the field with took a stop, then he fumbled, recovered by Ankeny, first down.
We'll have to see the replay there, but he had, once again, it was open down the middle. He used to do a good job finding the receiver.
This was a post this time.
Takes over, 1st and 10.
Alexander makes the catch, and then covering it, and I can't see. We need one more time. Can we see it one more time, Randy?
Voss in there on the tackle. I don't know if he punched it out.
That punched it out?
But he did not get the fumble recovery.
Oh, and look at that. Randy's even slowing it down for my old age.
Voss comes in.
Voss
I think he punches
there.
it out.
I think it's Taylor. I think it's Ben Taylor.
Ben
the
Taylor
stop,
coming
number
in
22. Wow. But the Hawks, though, pin the Hawks back at the 6. Be careful what you wish for, Ankeny.
They have been unable to move the ball here this second half.
And I don't know, I should be looking at my phone to see if Austin's trying to tell me something, because I might check with him in a minute after this play. Anderson has Larmy with him at the goal line. Sends Larmy out in motion. Looks left, throws right, screen to Hankus up to the 8. No further.
Pass complete to Hankus.
Tyler Beck the tackle.
They've ran the play a few times. Looks like I think Prairie's got it figured out. Not going to let him break that like he has before. Only pick up a yard.
Pickup of a yard on that play. Kind of a high-risk play inside your own 10, right? Handoff Larmy. Left side tries to stretch it out, and he'll get across the 10, maybe to the 11, before he's brought down by Carson Hand. Again, a linebacker making a tackle.
Carson Hand. 3rd and 5.
Looks like they got Breitbach in as a guard. They're running here off the outside, so it's 3rd and manageable. They might go with the running play again.
Wild snap. Anderson's got a fall on it in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. High snap. Anderson had to go up and get it, and all he could do was fall before it ended up being 6 instead of 2.
He had too many defenders around him. He had no choice there to put the fall on it. Trying to pick it up. He's kind of squirted it through his hands, but the defenders are right on him. He had no choice but to take the safety.
Tyler Beck taps Anderson in the end zone, and Ankeny gives up the safety here. Haven't had one of those. In fact, I think we had one other game that had a strange we had a safety I saw in one of the other scores for a moment. That has since disappeared, of course. But
so now we get a short kickoff by Ankeny to Prairie off the safety, and usually the ball lines up back at the 20, not typically the 35. So,
all right, let's go down to Austin Oliver. Let's see if he knows anything. Or Emma, I don't know which one's reporting on this one, but what do you see?
Austin's here. Obviously, we called fumble on the play as well. So we were over here on the Prairie side, and the coaching staff pretty much lost their mind on the call. So we were kind of enthralled by that. Tough break on the oversnap for Ankeny. But these defenses are just throwing punches at each other and taking it, and this offense have kind of just disappeared here in the second half.
Free kick. Harrington's going to place it at the 20, and we're going to finally see how deep this leg is for this kid. Getting the coaching from Jamie Cole, who came in as a volunteer assistant late in the process. It's a heck of a coach. I mean, the guy's got a cooking camp, puts guys in the college and the NFL. And that's a good kick from Harrington. Takes Alexander back quite a ways. That's Bush actually with it, and he's up to the 43-yard line. Keandre Bush, the return.
44-yard line, 1st and 10, Prairie.
And on the tackle for Ankeny on special teams there. Lucas Z and Carson Baker.
The ball at the 44. This is their worst field position to start the second half for Prairie. But they've been unmoved. They ran the ball fairly well. They get some good yardage out there. As in the passing downs, either the rush has been too intense there for Ish, or the turnover.
Well, Ish comes out with Bush behind him in the I formation. We're in that I back spot, 4:23 to go, third quarter. Prairie in their all-white uniforms with orange trim on black numbers, and Bush is going to spin out of that tackle and make his way for the sideline. Mars Clark just gets bowled over, and then hog ties him out of bounds right in front of his old bench.
B.J. Bush on the carry.
Ozzie had him on the leg, spun him around, almost had him for no gain. He slipped out of that and bounced to the outside, getting a huge 20-yard gain.
Remember what I said back in the first half? Ankeny was group tackling?
Yeah.
I don't think the group stuck together.
No, too many arm tackles out there, but they're breaking tackles. These are tough running backs. So like I said, they run by committee. You got Alexander there. You have Bush. Both taking turns running the ball.
They are Bulldogs back there. It's Bush behind Ish. Bush gets the call, makes a move. He stood up at the 38-yard line.
Bush for Prairie.
Mason Randolph there.
Good open field tackle there for only 2 yards.
Man, stop ranking number 4, Mason Randolph. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
So these are big downs for the defense for Ankeny. If they can get them a stop or a loss, they're giving it a bit to the 3rd and long.
Well, you remember Austin talking about how it looked like the Prairie defense was tired? I think you could maybe start to say it right now of Ankeny if they cannot get off the field here. Ish, it's a give to Bush. He's got some speed down low or downhill. He spins out of 2 tackles before he's brought down by Dallas Whittinger.
B.J. Bush.
I think Sandvig may have missed the first one, or at least got the hand on it first.
Once again, they thought the quarterback was dropping back. The line didn't rush as much. He had very little rush on there, so he had plenty of room to read the blocking ahead of him, so they aren't getting in the backfield. The offensive line for Prairie did a much better job containing that rush in the blitzing that comes from the Ankeny defense.
Alexander now. Clinton is in the game. They're at the 30-yard line to take the handoff, and Alexander's not going to get anything more than maybe back to the line of scrimmage before that's Becker, Hazy, and Minner.
We see Hill in there as well as Taylor.
Tristan Hill, too.
So no gain there. They had him in the backfield. A good rush there getting off the blocks. Now they have to contain him.
It's a good thing we got Steve Hartley up here. Help me out. His eyes are way better than mine on what's going on, and he points to the right thing. It's a team up here.
We just kind of make it up as it goes.
That's my secret. Ish, 2nd and 10 to pass. Gets rid of it. Intercepted by Ankeny. You're not going to believe who it is, but it's Mars Clark. A pick 6 against his former team comes at the exact moment the Hawks needed.
Looks like someone ran the wrong route. The quarterback threw it out there. But Mars Clark did a great job jumping the route, getting in front of the ball. He knew where the receiver was going to go. Once again, is that slant looking in. The receiver stopped his route. Looked like it was possibly Faison and took it to the house.
That's in the running for the top 5 plays of the week.
Yes,
on
it is.
CISN. Check it out on YouTube. Harrington to attempt the extra point. And that is good. 28-9. 28-9. Hard to say. Back in a moment. This is high school football on CISN.
Save big at DeYarman CDJR Ames. Receive 2.9% for 84 months on the new Dodge Hornet RT, Grand Cherokee 4xE, and Jeep Wrangler 4xE. New Ram 1500 4x4s at one low price of $35,990. New Ram HD Crew Cab 4x4 starting at $47,990. That's over $13,000 off. Plus up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Grand Cherokees at the all-new DeYarman CDJR Ames. DeYarmanAmes.com.
The world is going electric, and Metro Heating and Cooling is leading the charge. Just like Tesla revolutionized how we drive, we are transforming how you experience comfort by offering electric air source heat pumps. Experience the unparalleled efficiency, comfort, and savings, and the best part is, it's more affordable than ever. Receive up to $3,000 off a qualifying Train home comfort system. Join the electric revolution with Metro Heating and Cooling and enjoy a smarter, greener future today. Visit our website or call us now to make the switch.
78-yard house call for Mars Clark. 28-9, Ankeny leads. Harrington to kick, this time from the 40, not the 20. Kick is going to bounce and take a hard left, go out of bounds at the 10. Ball will be placed at the 35 out of the penalty. Austin Oliver down on the sideline. Austin, you know, there's some exciting things going on.
Absolutely. I think Tim diagnosed that last play exactly right. They were trying to get it to their big tight end, and that Ankeny defender just almost ran the route for them, and he was off to the races before he even caught the ball. He was already had a lather going all the way down the other end of the field. Great play by that Ankeny defense. I agree, Paul. They definitely were tired out there, had gotten stressed there in the second half. You were exactly right.
You know, you don't just because I disagree with you one time, you don't have to tell me that I'm right all the time.
I know, but the way you explained you re-explained what I had said was exactly right, though. It was exactly what was going through my head. So thank you for picking me up on that one.
Yeah, it's all that California sun. Hand off to Alexander. He gets to the hash, cuts it up at the 40, gets about a 9-yard gain. Good burst of speed there.
Alexander.
Bernholtz and Kinnick Voss.
Yeah. Gain of 9, second and 1.
Pigs had him in his sight, but, you know, good move there. Alexander's got some wheels. He put a little shake and bake on there and took it up there, picked up 8-9 yards. So he's one that you have to get in the backfield. You have to get him off his stride a little bit. Second and short's what this Prairie offense needs.
Minute 43 to go, third quarter. This is about the 8th play I've seen from right in front of our vantage point here in the press box. Eesh escapes. Houdini moves, and he is going to get the first down up towards midfield, where he's brought down by a whole bunch of yellow shirts. Whittinger. Got another new guy in there. Lennon Perrine.
Well, it's 49-yard line, first and 10.
Hobby in there on the rush, but basically the pocket collapsed, had no place to go. But Eesh is a good rushing quarterback. You know, he's actually the second leading, ball carrier on the team. So he does rush about 10 times a game.
Fresh set of downs for the Prairie Hawks. Quick throw out. Caught by Alexander. Missed tackle by Clark, but tripped him up just enough. Still a gain to about the 46-yard line. So now we're starting to see Ankeny bring in some fresh bodies, or at least fresh legs in and out, as you see Bernholtz and Upabi run off. And that's something Ankeny didn't do in maybe a couple of those first games, and it maybe cost them. Have they learned a little bit here?
Yeah, I think, rotate again. We'll see Minner come in there, Poppy come in. I think it's great that they get him in there, and I think it keeps the rush fresh. They rely a lot on the defensive ends to keep pressure on the outside.
Each looks left, throws. Incomplete. Intended for Bennis, dropped at the 45.
Hard to tell who had the rush down there. I don't know if it was Minner in there. I know that Whitting was rushing, but once again, Ish had to pass, but the pressure coming at him, he had to get on his back foot. When you release it, that takes the ball off target. So that pressure coming up the middle in the quarterback's face has a big impact. So now that brings up a 3rd and 5 for this offense, and we'll see what the defense can dial up.
Centennial has put on Dowling has scored now to make it 21-10. Valley starting to pull away from Northwest 31-14. Washington leads Liberty 16-14. That's where the safety was that I saw earlier. Alexander around the right side puts his head down and bulls his way towards the line to gain. I think he had it. Needed to make it to the 39, made it to the 40, or the 41. And Randolph, Winninger, Becker,
32,
Manning Allen, all there.
Alexander came in with only 17 carries on the season from the backfield. He has 11 tonight. So he's getting a bigger workload than probably a season worth of workload tonight from the running back position.
Could be the final play here of the 3rd quarter. At 2 seconds, the snap. It goes to Alexander. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage. Breaks out of one-arm tackle. And Mars Clark finally wins the battle to push him forward. Clark and Alexander say hello. We'll see you after the game. Hope all's well. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. Ankeny 28, Prairie 9, quarter 4 when we return from Ankeny Stadium.
That was Bruni for.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Bruni had the ball carry for Prairie on that last play, and that's Alexander on that one, Quentin Alexander. So Bruni getting his first carry of the game, tackle on the play for Ankeny, Nathan Becker. One thing about Prairie, Tim, we didn't get a chance to talk about. T.Y. Poor is hurt, tore his ACL. They had confirmation of it last week. This was a guy they needed. I mean, he's the returning state champion long jumper. Just loved playing football, but knee injury ends his season, so there's a little bit of that sizzle that Prairie had not there, so they're having to go more to the run game. Ish under center. He's going to boot out, roll to the near side. Good old pass. It's complete to Bruni right there. Brandon Bruni makes the catch and gets to the 22-yard line, enough to move the chains on 3rd down.
Yeah, Bruni's not known for being that, but he also plays tight end, so he kind of plays that hybrid. He's a fullback tight end there. But one thing we saw earlier in the game that was working, we know Ish rolling out there, quick pass to the tight end. It was there again. So once again, now they get another first down on a 2nd and long.
Bruni's been on the field for other snaps, but he's been playing that fullback. And as you say, Tim, he got caught in the wash or something there on that play.
Yeah, got a little mixed up there. The linebacker not getting up there on his coverage.
Pressure on Ish. He is going to go down. Coming on the blitz is Becker. And he gets Ish back down to the 30-yard line.
Nathan Becker, the junior, got there on the outside, but got off his block right away. That's one thing, is rushing the edge, but he gets off his block that no one can get a hand on him. He's squared around it. It was a good job getting the quarterback, getting your arms up around his arms so he can't release the ball. You get your arms up shoulder high, and you kind of bring him down. You pin his arms to the side. So, basically textbook sack there by Nathan Becker.
Becker lines up now. And now he moves basically in motion, as you would call it on defense, but it's not. Ish to pass. Steps into it. It is complete. Alexander, he's wrestled down at the 9-yard line by Mars Clark, and slow to get up is going to be Tay Alexander.
Once again, I saw that, he was lined up here on the numbers here on the right-hand side, but cuts across, goes down about a 10 or 12-yard in. It goes across the pattern.
And Alexander gets up. Tay does. We've also seen Quinton Alexander. And Brad Bunting says, all right, guys, let's go. Your player's off the field. Here's a look at the replay. That was a deep route, too.
It was. Hard to tell. It looks like Ankeny was playing a zone there, so he crosses between one zone and goes into another, and there's always that little bit of a gap there between the two areas.
Alexander the handoff, and ball comes out, I think.
And another turnover.
Does. Ben Taylor, the recovery for the Ankeny Hawks.
That would be, I think, then the fourth turnover tonight caused by this defense. They've had interceptions, they've had fumble recoveries. Stepping up, hard hitting there from the outside.
Yeah, that ball was out early. So Taylor or Tristan Hill.
Yeah.
I think number 20, Tristan Hill there on the replay.
Looks like he was there in the tackle. But once again, we talked about earlier that we've seen that the gang tackling had gone away. They brought it back there on that goal, on that stand. Creates a turnover.
1st and 10 for the Hawks. Anderson goes deep down the right sideline. He's got a man. It's Brandhorst. Tipped away at midfield. Oh, great defensive play. Talon Basilian, I think, is who that was. Was that who it was? Was it 5-5? Sorry.
Yep.
Drew Long knocked that thing away. Great defensive play.
He looked like what Voss did last week, and he would come rushing in there and just getting a hand on it because he was wide open. It burned the coverage there. Good call for the deep pattern. So see if they go back with a running game. You see Earl Mile here wants sometimes to do that little small bubble screen.
The Hawks send in motion Hankus. They throw to him on the screen. He's at the numbers, cuts it up, 20 to the 25-yard line. Tim, here's the thing to think about for Prairie. They've had a fumble, interception, fumble on their last 3 possessions.
Yeah, that's
for a team who doesn't turn the ball over much.
Yeah, coach is going to talk about that, stressing it. Sometimes it's just the accumulation of getting hit the entire game because these defenses have really been playing well. So once in a while you get tired, you just get banged on every play, so there's no let up. You get tired, ball gets a little loose.
Niall Fall, the stop for Prairie. 1st and 10 from the 23. Throwback, Fisher. Owen has it. Owen's got a whole lot of green in front of him. At the 40, across midfield, down to the Prairie 30, 25, 20, stays in bounds to about the 20-yard line. Owen Fisher.
Nice job there. Little screen on the inside. He came in this game with 12 catches on the year. It's a big catch. Coach talks about he's really making strides. He's got a very good post-catch route when he gets out there.
55-yard pickup.
Luke threw it 1 yard. He took care of the other 58.
Warning against Prairie. First warning. Result plays first down.
Those in front of us have been calling for sideline warning for a long time. Ankeny's going to get called here. They haven't set it, so the play clock, now they'll start it, so fresh 25 after the sideline warning. Anderson gives it back to Larmy, and he is just absolutely dropped at the point of taking the handoff by Alexander.
Alexander's playing quite a game, from that end position, playing a lot in the backfield. He's very athletic, as the coach said. Also, we'll see him quite a bit, carrying the football. So he'll be tired at the end of this game.
Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11 from the Prairie 23-yard line. Larmy next to Anderson. Luke throws left towards the end zone. He's got Brandhorst in there. Knocked away. Defensive play for Prairie on the knockaway is Brady Paterka.
Probably a good no call there. They're both jockeying for a position there. Brandhorst sticking his arm out there trying to keep the separation between him and the defensive back. I would say it's a good no call because they're both jockeying, pretty well. Neither one had the advantage on that play.
3rd and 11. 8.5 to play here. Ankeny in control, looking to get one more big score and try to deliver the knockout punch. Here comes the Prairie defense. Anderson throws. Caught at the 13 by Brandhorst, and that is going to be short of the line to gain by maybe a yard or 2.
So I'll be curious. They want to go into 4th and 1 here. The offensive line has been dominant. So you do believe in them, like, hey, we may see Anderson go under center.
Hankus is next to him in the backfield. Or it's going to be a hard snap count. Can't get him to jump. Let's see what Ankeny does here.
Coach seeing how the defense is lined up. If they're pinching on the inside, you may go Hankus running to the outside.
Brady Walls looks to the play sheet, signals it back in. Hankus, huge hole up the middle. Hankus the first down and more. Inside to the 5-yard line.
That's what those offensive linemen love. It looks like he ran between Pruin in there and Rudder in there as well. Doing a good job blocking.
Adams there, I think, on that tackle. 1st and goal from the 4 now for Ankeny.
Rudder, perfect name for an offensive lineman.
Hankus and Larmy both in the backfield. Anderson throws across his body to the end zone. Caught in the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Ankeny Hawks.
There's that Erlmeyer.
I can't see above the helmet, so it must be Erlmeyer. It is. Evan Erlmeyer, 3rd score of the night.
He went up there and took it out of the air. Threw it into double coverage. But Erlmeyer was definitely going to come. That's when you trust your receiver.
Good knock up there by Drew Long.
We'll give him a 9 on the landing.
Oh, man. Harrington again in for the extra point. Out of the hold by Carter Bailey. Ankeny 34, now 35-9 over Prairie. This is high school football on CISN.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
2 scores stand out. Johnston leads Southeast Polk 34-0. Pleasant Valley 35, Cedar Falls 14. Iowa City West leads Jefferson 34-6. Urbandale 28, East 0. The kick from Harrington is back into the end zone. One more score before we go down to the sideline. And that's Cedar Rapids, Washington leading Liberty 16-14. Here it's 28-9. Austin Oliver down on our sideline.
Yeah, Erlmeyer with an acrobatic catch for the touchdown. It's just gone a little bit shaky at the beginning of the first or second half for the Hawks, but they've definitely turned it on here in the last couple drives.
Prairie comes out. They need some scores, and they need them in a hurry. Down 35-9 with just under 8 minutes to play. A couple of other scores. The one that really keeps getting our attention is Johnston leading Polk 34-0. Bettendorf leads Kennedy 17-6. Senior in front of Davenport West 35-6. Sioux City East 42, Abe Lincoln 21. But we'll keep watching. Centennial leads Dowling 21-10. That would be Dowling's second loss of the season if that one holds out. Both of their losses come from teams that reside in this zip code. First pass from Ish is incomplete. He was intended for his big guy. He went to Faison a lot in that first half.
Faison falls incomplete.
I think Faison was the intended receiver on the play that was picked by Clark.
Yeah, but also he's playing some defensive end, so it's a little, you're getting tired of their two-way in Class 5A is really, really difficult. That's, because there's the physicality of both sides of the line out there, so you do tend to get wore down, by the fourth quarter.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Ish gives it to Alexander. Quinton bowls ahead to the 25-yard line.
Here the ball for Prairie 23.
Before he's brought down by Ben Taylor. Also in there, Dawson Whittaker. So here's the thing, Tim. When you look at these white jerseys, this is a turf field. When you are that black on your shirt, you've been playing a lot of snaps because those black pellets in the turf really they stain the shirt almost.
Yeah, you get sweaty on there and they stick. It's worse and there's a brand new turf field like that because then the sand comes up, it powders up quite a bit. So,
yeah, Faison's jersey is not white. Rolling out, throwing deep, and incomplete. Nearly caught on the sideline. Intended for Coach Sandvig. He dropped it at the 45.
There wasn't much open there. A good rush. So 4th and 5 with 7:08 left to go.
There's a reason the Sandvigs play defense. Gavin just showed right there. No, Gavin, nice play.
That's what my coach told me.
Prairie going to go for it. 4th and 5 from their own 25-yard line. Down 35-9. They need 5 yards to keep the drive going. Ish with Quentin Alexander next to him. Ish rolls out. Heaves. Down the far sideline. Man's open. Caught. Foot race to the end zone. Mars Clark going along for the ride. Finally is able to pull down Bennis on 4th and 5. And a late penalty flag comes out.
Well, you can't toss. He didn't toss the ball to the official. So I can't do that. It's going to be probably unsportsmanlike. I'm sure there's a lot of frustration there. Former teammates.
Bennis was good for 69 yards on 4th and 5.
They're picking up the flag.
After discussion, there's no foul on the play. Result of play, first down.
They're going to say no penalty on the play. And I missed it too because I was looking down to see what Jeff was going to add for the numbers because I lost the math. Here's a replay. Caught him in stride, got behind the defense, and then Bennis and Clark just go for a ride for a while.
I think he tossed the ball to the center of the field.
Handoff up the middle, no gain. Ish, the keeper.
Ball carried by 7 each.
Pick anybody.
Looks
Steve,
like
anybody on.
Looks like Poppy did.
Oh, we're going to see the end of it?
And 44. Minner in there.
Oh, he threw it, but it went off the helmet of the player. He was really trying to throw it, heaving it to the middle as we look at that replay. Okay. And then just looked worse because it hit an Ankeny player in the helmet and bounced off. Thank you, Randy. Ish rolls out to the right side. Throws towards the end zone. Off the fingertips, incomplete, intended for Denzel Green. And it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 8.
I am impressed with Wyatt Ish. His roll out to the right, he throws really well while he's moving. That's difficult to do, and he gets a lot on it. So, very athletic quarterback like Coach talked. He's taken a lot of shots tonight. 15 to 26 for 295 tonight.
Coach talked about his sophomores. They play a lot of sophomores this year, and he's watched them grow up. This is a learning experience right now. They're trying to rally. Let's see what they can do to help the Prairie Hawks. Each the senior throws to the end zone. He's got a man. Caught. Touchdown, Prairie. David Faison on the score.
35.
Yeah, he just beat the linebacker to the outside there, and he had right on his fingertips, and a perfect pass. over the defender and dropped it into the hands of Faison.
Just a nice out or a flag pattern from David Faison. Faison's was their main weapon in weeks 1 through 3. Plays a lot of snaps. 21 catches, 284 yards coming into the game. Now 6 touchdowns. The extra point nearly blocked, but it's put through the uprights and good by Boxa. Score right now, Ankeny 35, Prairie 16.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Big drive for Prairie. They pull it a little closer, leading 35-16. Likely onside kick coming here from Junior Boxa. The hands team up front for Ankeny.
Has to get over the 50.
You can touch it if you're the receiving team before 10 yards, but you can't if you're the defense. Oh, high bounce, and it's picked up and advanced a couple of yards by Prairie. That's Denzel Green. The bounce went right over.
It hit her.
I think it went right over Brandhorst, and he didn't have a chance.
Looks like it hit the receiver, hit his hands, and skipped up.
Oh, it did hit his hands. Okay. But
the kick was touched by the receiving team, then recovered by the kicking team. They were not allowed to advance them up. The ball was placed in spot recovery. First down, Prairie.
Which is true. The ball had crossed the 50-yard line, so it was a live ball either way, so it did go the required distance. But a hard kick resulted in the ricochet, and Prairie has the ball again.
So the Ankeny defense out again. Third quarter they were out there a lot. Here they are in the fourth. East rolls out, throws, caught by our favorite target, Faison. He gets up inside the 45 before he's brought down by Easy Pinks.
When Faison catches the ball, he's got a low center of gravity. He's 6'1", 235 at all of that. He's a lot to bring down around the legs. I think these guys are hard getting there, but he's a good short yardage target.
35-16, Ankeny with the lead, 5.5 to play here in the ball game. Prairie is running fast, trying to find, and here comes Andrew Haase with a sack.
Andrew Haase.
Another sack for Andrew Haase. He came in with 6. I think he's got 7, or it could be the 8th of the season.
Prairie 49-yard line.
But Mason Randolph went in there and caused the quarterback to pull the ball down, take a step, and then Haase came in and finished up the play.
Third down, 15 yards to go.
Done a good job of this defense calling corner blitzes coming in. I've seen, Randolph coming in. We've seen the linebackers blitzing quite a bit. You see Sandvik, so very aggressive defense, making big plays.
2 receivers to the top are Bennis and Green. Hard snap count, Ankeny looks like they were in the neutral zone, and there's a flag before the play.
Hase's saying that no, they moved.
Usually if you stop it before the play, it's on the offense. Not always.
Officials having a conference.
Defense, number 51. Remains third down.
It is against Ankeny on the offside, so it'll be moved 5 yards up. And instead of 3rd and 15, it'll be 3rd and 10. Dowling has scored on an 82-yard touchdown pass to cut into that Centennial lead 21-18. Northwest has scored, but it's still 38-21. Still in control are the Tigers. The Hawks, that'll be our next game for Ankeny in 2 weeks here when it'll be Valley and Ankeny. Eesh with time, throws near side, picked off, Mason Randolph. And he's tripped up. Great defensive play, Quentin Alexander. Otherwise, Randolph might be running all day for another pick six.
Yeah, they tried to go with the tight end. They tried to go to Faison once again. He did a little curl, did a little look in. Randolph read that perfectly. Went in there, stepped in, and picked it off.
That's 2 and 2, right, Jeff? 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions now. 4 turnovers Ankeny's caused tonight.
And then they had the turnover on downs earlier in the first quarter. So those have come back to bite this Prairie Hawk team.
Ankeny defense answers the call. 4:26 now. Ankeny looks to take the air out of that clock. They put it in the air to Erlmeyer, caught on the swing pass. He's across the 40 to about the 43-yard line on that far side of the field from where we are stationed. Tackle, last one off the pile for Prairie is Talon Basilian.
You know, and East has only thrown 4 interceptions on the season, so he has 2 tonight.
3 receivers come to the near side. Anderson does my move. He kind of looks to the sidelines and squints. You're not that old, son. Second down for the Hawks. Hankus. Quick move.
Good job there. Dorfer put his guy down on the ground, buried him.
24, Niall Fall. Ball be
Another log cabin.
That's a Hawk. First down.
Niall Fall and Chris Kelly Nelson on the tackle for Prairie, but not before Ankeny gets a first down at the 47-yard line.
Smart running by Hankus, waiting for his blocks to develop, and then had a little burst of speed, getting that forward motion, getting that pad level down there. So even as he gets hits, he picks up another yard or 2, enough to get that first down.
If Ankeny can pick up probably one more first down, they might just salt this one away. Larmy takes the handoff. He's up the middle. He's into the secondary across the 45 down to about the 43-yard line before he's knocked down.
Made a stop number 6, Titan Adams. That's another Hawk.
Brady Paterka and Adams there for Prairie. But I didn't mean Ankeny get a first down right away. They needed to have a couple of plays. Now clock under 3 minutes.
Rushing pretty even. Hankus with 61, Larmy with 64, so they've been the duo tonight. That's 100, if the math is right, it's 125 yards rushing between those two.
Ankeny football at the Prairie 43-yard line, 2:33. Ankeny in no hurry, trying to bleed this clock. Hankus takes the handoff. Sidesteps for a moment, gets away from the block of Nathan Richmond. And therefore, the tackle is hand for Prairie. Gain of 5.
This is when you can say that offensive line is pretty lathered up. They do a really good job here. They're moving off the ball quite well, and the running backs are just picking their holes, picking up 4 or 5 yards at a time. But that's when they have the control. Similar to last week, once they got control of the game, they run the clock, they control the ball, they're moving down the field and keeping their defense off the field.
9:13, first use of lathered up. Hankus keeps going and takes about 5 white shirts to bring him down. Inside the 35-yard line to about the 32, and that will likely put it away for Ankeny.
Yeah, they could comfortably, they could take a knee now, and they could run the clock out. They do not need to take him into the 4th down with the clock moving, unless Prairie decides to stop the clock with timeouts.
All right, well, I had this conversation a few minutes ago about players to interview in our post game with Emma and Austin. I'll let you think during this play as we approach a minute to play. Throw is complete to Erlmeyer, caught at the 35. He's still on his feet at the 20, spun down inside the red zone by Kaiden Adams. And that's
another Hawk. First down.
Will do it. 1:05 to play. Ball at the 17. Mars Clark had a pretty good game.
Yes, Mars Clark, he had a really good game against his former team. Erlmeyer, we've talked to him before. You could pick any offensive lineman. Hazy does a good job. I think, also Bernholtz came in and had some big plays there. So,
yeah, Bernholtz is one. Now that could be a second. It's going to be a victory formation. Anderson takes 2 yards back, kneels it. Bernholtz, that we've talked to. We've talked to Hazy. I think he dropped an F-bomb one night.
Please take your trash with you as you leave anything.
And so I think Bernholtz and Mars Clark will be our targets. So I know they're listening. I forgot to look where Austin and
of all the linemen, I thought that even on the tight end, I thought Nathan Richmond is a tight end, no catches, but he blocked like an offensive tackle. And I think sometimes when your tight end's out there, crashing down those linebackers does a great job. So, overall, very good blocking job tonight by that offensive line, including your tight end.
Well, as we look at a couple of other games, Centennial still leads Dowling 21-18, 4:44 to go, 4th down. But what just happened? So Centennial makes a big defensive stop. 4:44. This game's not over, but the ball is deep in Centennial territory, but the Jaguars will take it back over at about their own 14-yard line. So we'll keep an eye on that one here in our postgame. Ankeny wins tonight, 35-16. They improve to 500, 3-3. Prairie falls to 2-4. Prairie next week will host Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Then they play at Bettendorf, and then host Iowa City West. So 2 of those 3 games. All tough games. Prairie's going to have to win out for a chance at the playoffs. The Hawks next week will be at Iowa City Liberty, home with Valley, and then at Wash on Thursday night to end the season.
A lot to play for. 5-4 could get you in the playoffs. All depends on your RPI, so you still have that magic number. There's really not much margin there, but good. Last 2 weeks did a great job.
All right, let's go down to the sideline. I think we're sorting out some of these interviews. Emma, you ready? I think she is. She's got it. Let's go down to Emma Eckhart. Emma?
Okay. Hey, you kept your quarterback clean pretty much the whole night, and the running backs had big holes to run through. As a group, what was the focus coming into the game tonight?
Just physicality. Just working hard all week in practice. Our scout team gives us a really good look, and they just prepare us really well for the game, just to be physical all 4 quarters.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's got the whole offensive line. We got a couple more. You got to ask one. She had the offensive line there, Tim, just
good.
Like you ordered up.
That's the way. That's my.
That's we go, and now we go
Emma.
back down. Emma Eckhart has Mars Clark, who had a pick 6. Let's go down there.
I think it was a special night playing in front of your former team. How important was it to get that pick 6 and get the momentum rolling on your side coming out of half?
Yeah, it was a really great experience to showcase my skills and get the win.
Can you talk a little bit about the defensive turnovers you had tonight?
It's been preparation. Our coach has been telling us what's going to go on, and I just executed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
all right, Mars Clark gets back into the huddle there, and thank you, Coach Bauer, for letting us have that extra 90 seconds there. I don't know if you saw it on the film, but you could see it if you were watching. Emma went in there and was getting ready to talk to Mars Clark, and Coach Knott came over and shook his hand and made special mention. I thought that was class act all the way.
It was. He is a class. He comes from that family. I think that speaks highly of him. They fought really hard tonight. So these two sides, it was like a slobber knocker. The defenses played really well. So big game, but then just too many turnovers for Prairie to overcome tonight. Against a very talented. They're starting to reach. Playing better and better each week. The Ankeny Hawks.
Let's look at some of the stats. Prairie tonight, 17-29 passing for 305 yards. Wow. Rushing, 42 attempts, 136 yards for a total of 441. Each 7 carries, -20. Those sacks really kind of cost him any positive gains tonight. Green, 3 carries, 48. Bush, 14 for 74. Quentin Alexander, 14 for 35. Receiving, Bennis, 3 for 118. Faison, 5 for 42. Tay Alexander, 5 for 88. Cook, 1 for 21. That's a total of 441 yards of offense for Prairie. For Ankeny tonight, 13 of 18 passing for 184. Let's see, Erlmeyer 6 catches, 65 yards, 3 touchdowns. Hankus 3 catches, 22, 1 for Larmy for 15, Brandhorst 2 for 27, and Fisher's 1 for 55 for the double nickel there for a total of 184. Rushing the ball tonight, Ankeny 27 carries, 145 yards. Hankus 12 touches, 72, Larmy 11, 64 and a score. And that is how it finished. So not a lot of yards, but enough to get it done. Emma's down on the sideline. She's got the coach.
Your players, this is the hardest game of the year. How did they execute it tonight?
Really great. I was proud of them. When we get things going on both sides of the ball, we can be really good. I just told them we have to do it for all 4 quarters. Offense kind of took a break there in the third quarter. Defense, we gave up a lot of yards. We got obviously 5 turnovers, which was huge tonight. And but there's room for improvement, obviously.
Congrats, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Jeff Bauer with our Emma Eckhart. So Emma and Austin, thank you so very much. Great job tonight. Got the offensive lineman in there. Got the guy who had the pick 6, and got the coach.
Yeah, it's good. The love for the big guys. They need it, but they did. We talked tonight that it was going to be how the linemen who could persevere through 4 quarters, and they put the most consistent out there tonight.
Ankeny the last 2 weeks have bested their. They've thrown out the averages of point per. They came in tonight 18.2. They score 35. They were allowing 22.8 tonight. They allow 16. So, Tim, if you're Ankeny, improvement again another week.
You want to improve each week. At this time of the year, there's 3 games to go of the regular season. Now they're starting to build on that. They're the team we thought they were. They're putting things together. Still a lot of things to clean up. I think the coaches will find a lot there, but they're moving. Their arrow's going up.
Our arrow will be pointed at Centennial next week in a game against Roosevelt that we'll have here. Jaguars are holding on, but Dowling has the football at that's the Centennial 28-yard line, 2nd and 8 with 1:25. So that game also on CISN, so I'm sure if you do care about that game, you're already watching it. But if you're watching it, it is kind of interesting. Isn't that about right? No need to do a... You want me to call instead of Mark? All right, so Dowling rolls out, and that's going to be a stop out of bounds. Clock will stop. It'll be 3rd down and probably about 4 yards to go. And that's to Phillip back in. So Dowling, if they would lose this game, Tim, that would really kind of shake up some things there. On right now, according to BC Moore, it's Pleasant Valley, Valley Centennial, Johnston. Really, those 4 all holding tonight if this win stays that way. Iowa City West came out, and they're up big. Polk getting thumped by Johnston 34-0. That's a surprise. Valley 38-21. Here comes Dowling with 1:06. They hand off the ball, and that is going to be a 1st down. So they'll stop the clock for a minute with a minute to play. They still have a timeout. Centennial.
A field goal would tie it.
A field goal would tie it right here.
Put it to overtime. So they're playing, not to lose the ball, but they're not going to give any clock to Centennial.
And I'll ask, so Centennial, did they give up the ball on downs? They fumbled the ball. So Centennial fumbles the football. I see Curvey is lined up there on that outside, as is Bassett for the Jaguars. Big play here on 1st and 10. They go underneath at the handoff to Davis. That's Rashad Davis on the carry. Under 40 seconds now.
They're going to let the clock run. They probably get one more play off and then call the timeout to try the field goal on a 3rd down.
So Jaguars will have next week against Roosevelt, but this is a huge game for them right now. To pass, Dowling rolling out, 18 seconds. Throw towards the end zone. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down with 14 seconds to play. Next week, Dowling is at Urbandale. Ankeny will be at Liberty. Waukee at Southeast Polk. Abe Lincoln will be at Johnston, Dowling, Urbandale, Jefferson and Prairie, Bettendorf, Davenport Central, Waukee, Northwest, and Ottumwa. Iowa City West, Cedar Rapids, Washington. Boy, next week is going to be a tough week for games. There are not many good ones on that schedule. Valley plays Waterloo West. Oh, boy. There's going to be a lot of early running clocks next week and a lot of games. So, but we'll have a lot of games for you here on CISN. You can have the triple feed. 14 seconds to go. 2nd and 8. Davis gets the call. Davis is running inside the 5. Timeout Dowling, I would assume.
Clock will stop on the
9 seconds to play.
They can run a play.
The board says 3rd and 8, spiking it on 1st down. Can we show this game? Do you have the ability to dial it up or not?
No.
Oh, you don't. This would be fun. Like on the network, we would show it right here. So Rashad Davis had a big game here a couple of weeks ago. Dowling on the uphill slide. They're a big night for them. They're celebrating their state title team from 10 years ago. They'll have it 2nd down and goal from the 6. 8 seconds still. Timeout. Do you want to put it on your field goal kicker?
I think you have a chance to go to the corners or the back of the end zone with the pass.
Here comes some pressure. Throw to the end zone, incomplete. So now 4 seconds. I think that's the shot that Dowling wanted. If this goes to overtime, we'll just end and you can go watch. I know you're all watching it. This is kind of fun. Nobody's doing this. This is just fun. This is what we would be doing right now, Tim.
Right.
Ankeny wins. What's that? What's the Northwest? Oh, Northwest. It's like we have a Northwest student. The last check, they were down 38-21 in the 3rd. All right, so Dowling to attempt what would be a 26-yard field goal. No. Yes, they're going to kick it.
Yeah.
For a minute, I'm like, that's not to Phillip. Timeout, Jaguars.
You don't want to put a block on because you get a penalty. So you want to be careful if you put a block on. I think that's more to ice the kicker to make him think about it.
Timeout. Should we just end it? We just end it? All right, that's it. We'll watch it later on the end. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody. Ankeny wins tonight, 35-16. So long from Ankeny Stadium.